Hey, welcome back to Metaball Grid. It's a Thursday night. It's early. We are a bit early today. How's everyone doing? I'm aware some of y'all might not be here because I started an hour early. Are we still in startup land? You know it. I'll see you in a week, Eric. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, that spoils it. How's everyone doing? Yo, Nero, how's it going? CF? See you next week. CF, good time. Welcome. This is starting earlier than normal. Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. Today is the national holiday in Quebec. It's the feast day of John the Baptist, Saint Jean the Baptiste. So we have the day off. So I also have tomorrow off. So I decided to stream a bit early today because we had dinner a bit early. Everything ships a bit earlier. I thought it would even be a bit earlier than this, but unfortunately couldn't get to that. So we're just a nice half an hour early. So good surprise. If you follow the channel on Twitch or YouTube, you get that little alert. For everyone else who's late, we're going to start without him. He'll be fine. It means it's my niece's B-day today. Oh, wish him well. Happy birthday, niece. Do you only know based off of the feast days of certain saints? I'm not actually very aware of what the history is on Jean-Baptiste Day besides the feast day, and it's a Quebec thing, but it's like the big holiday here. Canada Day isn't really a thing that's celebrated. It's in like next week as well, but isn't celebrated as much as a thing here in Quebec. They have their own kind of culture and holidays and stuff like that. It's still light out, which is pretty weird. So I don't even have like all the lights on, which is kind of cool. I guess it means it's the summer. It's officially is summer. And today we're going to carry on playing some startup, and it hasn't been this way for a while, but it's a startup deck list of the week. And I actually quite like this startup deck list. This is a Ken Tenma deck. I think I have it open here. Yeah, it's a Ken Tenma deck. And if you don't know good old Ken Tenma, Ken's a clone from the nice vats at the Nisei laboratory. The Tenma line was a line that does delivery and driving and basically courier services. And then this Ken Tenma clone decided one day that he had a good look and that he wanted to run for his own reasons. So we got 17 influence to spend. We usually spend a lot of it on run events. We get in credit the first time a turn we play a run event live in the fast lane, and we're going to be playing a lot of run events. The question is how many? We have 3 Maker's Eye for 6 influence. I do like this card a fair bit. We're playing this on top of Jailbreak, so we have a heck of a lot of multi-access. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 credits or credits worth of run events at least. On top of that, we have other ways to make money. Prepaid voice pad makes them cheaper. We can shuffle them back into our deck with Harmony AR Therapy. I don't love this card at all, and otherwise we have some good stuff. Doesn't the Tenma line come with a drastically reduced expected lifespan? I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing across clones? Have your Nisei happy birthday. Speaking of Nisei, say Nisei. Actually, you know what? It is Nisei's birthday, give or take. I think we missed it by a week or two. Nisei has a very similar birthday to my birthday. It's not related, but Nisei was like, at least Nisei was founded a couple days after FFG. This is from my memory, at least, announced that they would be discontinuing Netrunner, which happened on like the 10th or 11th of June, 3 years ago to this date. I remember it pretty well. It was a heavy day. I think we were just packing up to go to E3, so it was a pretty busy week, anyways. And so the Nisei account has been alive for about 3 weeks or 3 years, not 3 weeks, 3 years. Which is, congrats to them. They've done a lot in 3 years, and I'm really excited to see where they continue to go. Yo, Nero, great Weyland review. Thank you. Cheers. That one actually was really fun, and I feel really good to have them all wrapped so that, it's good to have a thing done. That feels good. But I guess from this point on, we can move on and do some other stuff and figure out what it is we want to do next. And I think there's a lot of ideas for video content. We have a lot of reviews people have kindly sent in over the last couple months that I haven't even used yet, which is a bad look. So we're going to probably go through those, teach some fundamentals. I think that's the next best thing. Talking about the system gateway cards, I think it's something I'd want to do, but it's not something I'd want to do at the same length what we did for the cards from, what's it called? I'm saying system gateway. Excuse me. System update cards is something I'd want to review, but not talk about at the same length that we did for system gateway because it'd be too long. So maybe we can do something faster. It was June 8th. I'll never forget my birthday. Oh, Dewey, happy belated. Oh, dang. That's a bad birthday present. But yeah, that lines up. It was just about that date for sure. But 3 years in Nisei, well done. It's a bummer that we missed the exact day. I think we might have even streamed on, we streamed on the 10th. So give or take. I like this deck. I haven't played it yet. That's an 80% win rate on JNet Casual. That's a good enough number. AR therapy, they mentioned this deck can be used to recover programs. And I think that's probably actually the way that I'd be most excited to play this, is if you lose a program. And mind you, that's one of the things with this deck, is this deck only has 3 programs on top of 2 boomerangs and 3 inside jobs. And finding the programs might be a bit difficult with a single mutual favor. Not impossible, but could be a bit difficult. In terms of the breakers that we're using, we have Bagalter, which is very good, the best killer in the whole startup format. We have Corroder, and I want to keep track when we're playing Corroder, whether we'd be saving money playing Cleaver or not, because I feel like it's about half the ice in the game. At least in startup, Cleaver is cheaper than Corroder, and the other half Corroder is cheaper than Cleaver. I think some of the best breaks are breaking the very present in the whole startup format, let alone in NBN, is breaking Gold Farmer for 1 or technically 3. That's a bit better with Cleaver than Corroder. But we'll see. We'll see if Corroder is better than Cleaver. And then Unity, which honestly, I don't like the slot at all. We need a decoder. And Criminal, I don't even think has one in startup, so you have to splash for it. But for 2 influence, you can play other stuff like Gordian Blade, I think is a pretty fine option. And the problem with Unity is it's only good, or it's better, once you have a lot of programs installed or icebreakers installed. And we only have 3 icebreakers, and we might not get them too quickly. So I'd honestly consider swapping this out for something else. I think Gordian Blade is a pretty good inclusion. I'm not a big fan of Unity. There is some high strength ice though you have to deal with. So we'll see if this is better than Gordian Blade. I reckon Gordian Blade might be better than this. Now the other things that I do like the tranquilizers. A way to deal with big ice is pretty good. We don't have emergency shutdown. This is a nice de-res package to deal with them. 3 strength or 3 advanced Pharaohs if we see them. That's fantastic. And I think the only card that I think is really strange that's not on this list is that Class Act is something I think you want to play in every single criminal deck, regardless of what format you're in. It's just so good. And I think that you could easily drop 1 Earthrise to play Class Act. It does draw you 4 as a burst, but then it also makes your draw good, a quality draw for the rest of the game once it gets down. So I think not playing Class Act is probably a mistake, and you want to swap that in. Solom says only 2 boomerangs. Yeah, it could be 3 boomerangs. I feel like you might not need the boomerangs as much as some other decks, considering we're on 3 inside jobs, but that's something you could definitely try. I feel like every deck that I play in startup, I also want to find room for a Lucky Charm. Let's see if we can find Lucky Charm. I feel like it's just really good. We've been playing against a lot of Anoetic Void, Managarm, Skunkworks. It's such a good card. And sometimes it's easy enough for us to get into HQ with things like Inside Job or Boomerang, so then your remote run gets a bit better. So I feel like getting a slot in for this is probably worth it in the meta right now, at least from what I've seen. Hey Hammer, how's it going? I've been getting back into Netrunner with some of my friends. Your content is great and very appreciated. Good job. Yo, thank you. That's very kind. How's it been getting back in? When's the last time you played? I take it you picked up System Gateway and stuff or something like that? I'm really excited. It's also a really exciting time right now because more and more people are allowed to play, in person. In-person play, paper play is returning to a lot of places in the world. I think as of Monday, Montreal is now a green zone, so I actually can go see people to some extent with some, look up what the restrictions are, and actually play Netrunner in person. I don't think events are going to be starting anytime soon. Maybe this summer, maybe. But it's really exciting for someone who likes card games and board games a heck of a lot. I'm jazzed to play this deck. Let's get this in. Let's play some, what's it called? Some startup. Am I logged in? Yeah, I am. Is there a limit to deck slots here on JNet, or is it just going to start loading slower and slower? Because we ran out of slots last week on Netrunnerdb. I think we'll be okay here. You Sangren, I'm prepping for an event on Saturday and losing all my games. Oh no. Is it startup or are you playing in, I know there's 2 store championships. I'm actually not sure where you're situated, Sangren. I know there's a New York City. There's a store championship in Astoria. I know there's a Vancouver online store championship. Oh, you're playing in New York City. Oh, sick. You're going to Astoria. I like Astoria a heck of a lot. You're Boston based. Okay, cool. Astoria is a really cool neighborhood. I spent some time there. The Taris, no, what's up? That's sick. I imagine that's going to be a pretty big event, the New York City one. I don't know if it's being streamed or not, but I'd be very interested to see what happens there. And I have no doubt people are going to be totally stoked to be in person playing. 17 games. What's the standard startup? It's like 50-50 between standard and startup. That's pretty good. Eric playing startup, of course. System Gateway came out and started back with that and now really enjoying startup. Heck yeah. Yo, startup has been like a really good entry point. And people are like, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of I guess, messages, or people are saying like, you know, startup's been really good as a way to get into a bigger card pool. Because once you want to play more than, once you want to play slightly more than System Gateway, it's like you go from that to a huge pool of like hundreds and hundreds of cards, and it's really nice that there's something. Yeah. Anyways, it's nice and approachable. And that's always like a nice surprise if you go to Netrunnerdb and you try and build decks and you are into the startup and you hit like, I don't know, what are the Anarch programs? It's like 7. It's like pretty manageable, which is great. Big fan. Let's see how long it takes to find a matchup. I don't know what a bad matchup for us would be. Oh, Solemn. Okay, sick. I'm still not a fan of playing against GameNet. Man, GameNet I really don't like. It really makes me upset when we interact with them, we give them money. That's a bad feel. It's all advance go. Okay, Reality Plus. This is interesting. So Reality Plus we haven't played in the startup format yet. And one of the big differences between startup and System Gateway is that there's actually more tag punishment. I think psychographics is something we actually have to worry about. Also, if they are playing Retribution, our deck is particularly weak to it, considering we only have singletons of each breaker. So we have to get those back with Levy AR Lab and AR, whatever it's called, the dog one, which is going to be a bit difficult. Our opening hand is double prepaid, but we have no economy, so I kind of want to mulligan this. If we had like double prepaid or even a single prepaid and like a single dirty laundry or like an event we could play to make money, I think we'd keep this. But Earthrise Hotel, we installed that, we're down to no money. If we install our prepaids, we can't use them. I'm going to mulligan this for sure. So opening hand is not that much better. We do have a Diesel, which is cute, and Corroder means early, what's it called? So we can deal with inside jobs, can deal with gold farmers. And actually, technically, Inside Job is better than Boomerang with Gold Farmer, right? Ooh, Hansei review. That's aggressive. Now we have to watch out. Like, we've never had to play a game where we actually had to respect Public Trail. Losing 8 credits is like just massive. We also want to make sure that if we do Maker's Eye, we're accessing with enough money to steal Bologna, which might not be a possibility here. This is really interesting because we could just like jailbreak R&D. We'd gain a credit, draw a card, but I don't even think we need to do all that stuff. I think we're just going to dirty laundry. The problem again here is that we cannot steal Bologna. So I think we could just dirty laundry R&D here and hope there's no Bologna. There's almost every Bologna in every NBN deck, specifically in startup. It's a ping. Okay. I don't know what the ICE suite is. They don't have IP block. What NBN ICE is there that tags in this format? They have a lot of money. We could just bravado their mode. I don't think we need to. If we install Earthrise Hotel, the jailbreak is a bit dodgy. Like, then we have too much card draw, but I think it's the right thing. We used our Ken ability. I'll just click for credit. Hey, Lamilla, how's it going? I'm not around too long because I need to exit my sweat prison and go out into the living room where there's air conditioning as soon as I finish taking my medicine, but I want to pop in and say hello. Yo, cheers. What are we playing today? We're still in the month of startup. Right now we're playing the deck list of the week, which you can see on YouTube actually. So it's the deck list of the week on Netrunnerdb. It's a run-based Ken. And then after that, we're going to be building some rigshooter. So Corporate Troubleshooter, Ganked, Archer, Trebuchet, Ballista, Weyland. I think that's the idea. So they didn't install the ping. Oh, actually, no, that easily could be the ping. So if we inside job this, we could force them to res 2, but they res this one for free, which is a bummer. If we bravado, it's not amazing. We could consider inside jobbing server 1, and this is the point where we just start floating tags. I think we just inside job server 1 and force them to double res. We'll have enough for Bologna. So they res the ping, we get over it, and they have to res another end the run. Love me some rich shooter. You missed Scorpios. Oh no. What is this? Oh, sick. It's a remastered. Well, that was easier than we thought it'd be. So we got our credit. We have a remastered edition. We could consider just jailbreaking R&D. Don't love it. Don't love our money situation. Not sure what to do here. Like, we could always bravado, but like, I'm trying to do one run a turn, which, you know, we have a lot of run events. It's kind of difficult. And as soon as we play this, we're weak to Retribution, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do R&D, see 2 cards. We can steal Bologna and Beyond on game point in theory. It's another ping. That's what we wanted to draw. And there's the Retribution. So this is a problem for our deck. So we're not going to install programs until we need it. And then this is the best top deck I think we had in the list, just so that we were able to play something there. So we know they have 2 pings. Don't forget to like the videos on the YouTubes. Thanks, dog. I appreciate it. It does help. It really does. So we know they're on Retribution. I'm just going to click for credit, keep our money up. Now, if you don't know Paper Trail, if we've made a run, I think it has to be successful. They pay 4, we lose 8 if we don't want to take a tag. And if we take a tag, they basically end up paying 2. So pings can be nasty here. I feel like we know, so we know 2 of the cards, right? No, we know a pink here and a pink here. So we know that there's a Retribution in hand. So I still think we could do like Boomerang into legwork. I think this is a good enough time to do it. We also do Boomerang into Bravado. Let's just flush it out. Again, playing this for 1 credit, we've got our ability, I think, every single turn now so far with Ken, which is fantastic. And we haven't installed any breakers yet. There's the 1 card we know. There's a ping and another Retribution. Oh man, they're really trying to hurt us. From here, likely to be a ping here, but not necessarily because we saw 1 in hand. So this actually could be something else. We haven't seen any fun houses yet. We're expecting 3 fun houses. We're expecting 3 gold farmer. I don't know what other NBN ice is really good. F2P could be a possibility. Toll booth is likely. They didn't use the Boomerang, so we actually could run back. I don't think we need to. We're doing okay. I'll just click for credits. Thanks for all the gateway reviews. Yo, Nato, it's been a heap of fun falling rung. I'm glad you like it. And I'm like so stoked. Like there's 14 hours of system gateway reviews, which is absolutely buck wild that people, you know, care to listen to that, or at least I was going to say watch it, but at least listen to it. I think is probably more reasonable. So that's super cool. Okay, so we have something in server 1. Again, they installed Remastered Edition but didn't advance it, which either means desperation or they might have a seamless launch in hand. We didn't see it when we flushed HQ, so it'd have to be 1 and 4. I think we just bravado this remote. I don't think we care much. But this is an issue, like we don't have breakers besides Croter, so hopefully we see a gold farmer or something. If there is a ping, it's annoying. But the Retribution hits like only this. Oh, it's an Enigma. That's a rough face check. That is a real face check. Okay. We'll run HQ. They could ping us here in theory, and we could take a click, tag last click, but this sees 2 cards. It's not going to be very good. Oh, we have no more card draw. Yeah, we're likely to see ping Retribution. Okay. Shorter video version would be appreciated. Yikes. Yeah, I know. We're going to try something that is a bit faster if we talk about system update or something like that, just because it is not sustainable in terms of making content. Okay, that could be the ping. And we don't have any card draw anymore, which is a bummer. But they're not doing anything fast. This is a really good card. It basically gives us a click a turn, which is pretty good for 2 credits. The problem is like we don't have breakers, and as soon as we install our Croter, then like we're really weak to what's it called? To Retribution. Not that we've seen a public trail yet, but they might just hold a ping for last click. Okay, I don't think we have to do anything fancy. We haven't seen any big ice. We don't want to tranquilize something. They're not letting us pop the Boomerang yet, which makes sense. We don't want to run last click because we committed to this, which might be a mistake. I'll just take the tempo loss on this. And it's really bad not to use this the turn that you installed it. You generally want to do that to make it like a clickless install. But like we don't have really anything to do here. I think the only run events we'd really want at this point are like Bravado for HQ. We Dirty Laundry Archives even. They're over installing that. Okay. We'd inside job this if we could. But that's the problem. We just have no way to deal with this. And like this deck doesn't, maybe I should have been drawing more, but this deck doesn't. And if it's a Bologna, like they still get tempo. That's good enough. So here they could, in theory, ping. I wish you had a run event here, but like it's actually, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Well, we could consider doing the overclock, and it gives us Bologna credits, and it gives us a click back, but I don't think it's worth it. Because if it is an end the run ice, like, let me 1 second. Because if this is a gold farmer, right, we could pay 6 off of this. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Might as well. Nah, this is better. Because this is clickless. It's free as well. And then if we can deal with Gold Farmer, or if we get through, we can deal with Bologna. But it's very likely that this ends the run. We've seen 2 pings, though, and they haven't put an end the run here, so it's likely to be something that just goofs us up. So I'm not sure we're actually going to get through here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a bummer. So they gained 2 credits. So we want to protect our daily casts, that's for sure. That's a bummer. Thanos. Oh man, the Weyland one made me laugh. Traffic is murder, traffic is murder again. Yeah, no, that was fun. I actually had a huge... Oh man, we did not respect that. They Retribution Dawkins Pass. They have something in HQ. Okay, that's what they're doing. And now we have a tag to remove. They actually wanted to get a Dawkins Pass down instead of trash our daily cast. That's cool. Not a card I would respect. But that's good to know. And now it's such an issue that we only have 1 of each breaker. That's a criminal way. If we installed this corroder and got through here, like, well, you know, we might have been fine. Now we know what we need for this remote server. We also lost the boomerang too, which is a bummer. Both boomerangs are in here, so we actually have to find our breakers. Hopefully Nisei got you some compensation. No, not at all. That's not how it works. But that's okay. I think we just want a Bravado HQ. Like, I don't know what's smart anymore. We could jailbreak R&D and force a res. I feel like we should just Bravado R&D. We just want the money. To Dogpile, Nato's comments, fantastic videos. Oh, cheers. Incredible quality. I'm consistently flabbergasted how well you articulate your points and pause between thoughts. Thank you. I'm holding. Yeah, I know what's up. Yeah, it's something that I kind of want to like. Sometimes I feel like I'm not articulate enough, but that's good to hear. Yo, Macaroni, we started a bit earlier today. Apologies. It's a holiday today, so I have today and tomorrow off, so we decided to start a bit earlier. So that was clickless. That's good. We did a run event. We made a lot of money. We're gonna try and clear the tag for sure, but like, we just don't have breakers. We gotta make some like brave runs, and I don't want to ping tranquilize any of this stuff. It's not very good. I want to tranquilize at least a gold farmer, at a minimum. Like I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. It feels wrong throwing this out. I'm gonna throw this out. I guess that's something that you could trash as a program. Maybe that's good to throw out as a sacrifice into Retribution. We know they have 1 more Retribution. Take care, catching VOD. Yo, Lamilla. I hope you get that, get to a colder place, huh? Finally refilled my pill keeper and organized my pile of medication. Now it's time to escape the heat and extension. Lose access to my computer. Yo, enjoy the rest of the day. Or the evening, huh? So what's their plan? They're like legitimately on this. They look like they are rigshooter. They don't have, like, what do you have access to? They don't have Keegan Lane. What can you do in startup? I don't even know what to be scared about. They have money. They just drew a Hansei. They're going to draw 3. Oh, no. They want the money. There's a card in Archives we haven't checked for a while. But I think if they're worried about the HQ pressure, they have something in there. Man, I'm just like so worried to put down a corroder and then just hit a ballista or something like that. Second remote, not expecting that. Wait, yeah, fix it up. Of course. Yeah, they wanted that server 1. So that might be a toll booth, and then we're gonna regret the tranquilizer because they felt like they needed big money for this. If it's on the outside though, we can inside job it, which is sick. We're just gonna try and get our money's worth. But this feels bad. I would just like, that's something that's so, I forgot I gotta click back, so quintessentially criminal is get your breakers down to pressure. And at this point we could technically run R&D and force them to res. If it's a ping and we take a click last turn, like they can delete our daily cast, it's fine. And I'm just not brave enough to Maker's Eye, and they might be holding a ping here. Oh, it is a gold farmer. Okay, cool. Could be a spicy archer. Yeah, it could be. It could be. And I'm okay. If they res an archer, that's totally fine. How's it going, Plywood? It's like 35 degrees here. Ooh, so the rest of the day is going to be me being a slide pile directly in front of the little box air conditioner. Got the VOD to look forward to tonight. Hey, enjoy it. I'm running right now without the air conditioning, hoping we can hold out. Now, we do know now, we have perfect information that we can do corroder into Maker's Eye, and we can get some good access this year. They might not be on Bologna. I assume they're on Bologna. They're always on Bologna. The question is whether we want the jailbreak or we want the extra. I think because also we have prepaid, we kind of want the extra access. But now I don't want to face check until we have a sentry breaker. So we install the corroder. Oh, this is not GameNet. Okay, so this is not that bad. This is 4 credits or 6 credits. I think we could just Maker's Eye through this and pay 6. Instead of, I'm gonna install the breakers as late as possible. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pay 6 because otherwise we have to install this and then pay 4. That's the same as paying 6. It's not that much worse. We gotta pay that for free. Maryland, that's fine. Beal, we'll take those. Spin Doctor. Yeah, I think we trashed those. Okay, 4 clicks. No overclock to use the money. I'd rather see more cards. It's much more valuable than getting through this for free. There's a big altar. Okay, so now we do have programs. I don't know what we're drawing into a hedge fund, maybe. Oh, now we have all our programs. Yeah, the event overlap. Yeah, and that's actually why like Docklands Pass is kind of good in this deck. As much as you might want to put all the legworks, is it's really nice to have a thing that gives you power, and then you can overclock. You can legwork on top of this. You can inside job. I like that a lot. Like there's a good reason why you actually want to mix it up, so it's not only like powerful run events. So as soon as we install a program, like every time that they hit us with a stupid public share, we have to pay 8. So like our best thing to do is not play programs until it matters. So I think we just click 2 here, and oh man, this is burning a hole in our pocket. We're 1 Bologna away from win. We technically have what it needs for this remote server, barring this is not an archer. If it's an archer, we lose. Not on the spot. We still have the harmony therapy that we could like draw into to recur our breakers. But we want to keep that card in hand so that we can quickly recover if they blow out our breakers so they don't feel like they have a window. We also can put a boomerang back in. We have 2 inside jobs in 20. I wish we had a bit more card draw. This card's like comparable to Anakam, right? Like getting a free click, you could just use that to draw. There's a Hansei, they're gonna throw something out. That's a lot of money, 19 credits is a lot of money. Double advance, single advance. That's a Maryland, this is something else. We obviously can't deal with this. Well, not obviously. If we try an inside job, we could do breaker, breaker, inside job, and then just eat. Well, that's good enough. I think we'll just dirty laundry for what, real 5 credits. Dirty laundry, what did they do? They didn't draw. I think it was just dirty laundry and play daily casts. This is a Maryland. If it's a spin doctor, we like will lose all our money, so I don't want to risk it. Because if it's a spin doctor, they pop it, and then this run is not considered successful. You see? Oh, well, that's a spin doctor. So it looks like they Hansei'd an agenda, so that's good for us, because we're better pressuring R&D right now than anything else. And they shuffled in a spin doctor and 1 face down. So that's actually was better to run this. This is now definitely the Maryland. If they res the Maryland, I don't care. They have 19 credits. I don't want to spend time trashing that. I keep forgetting we get a click back, though, so my math is goofed up. I think at this point we do Maker's Eye. We spend 8. That seems like a lot. Seems like a lot. They did just shuffle an agenda in. Do we pay 8? Ugh. It feels really bad not using the value of these off of it every turn. I think we'll just set up next turn. That may be wrong. I expect they'll get an ice there. Do we have a theme today? Yeah, we're going to do Weyland rigshooter. We're going to do like Corporate Troubleshooter, Ganked, all the scary ice that trashes programs. We're going to have a good time. I really like that playstyle. And as much as there is simulchip, there's no heat breakers. So recursion is, oh, if they just go that way, hopefully we can go RD. Single advance. Let's go. We're just playing the deck list of the week right now, though. Which was a startup deck. What did they do? Credit. What is this? Beal? So we have a really easy Maker's Eye here. I'm just going to hit that button. 6 to break this. This is good enough for us. If we don't need breakers. Oh, excuse me. Pay 3. Pay 3. Funhouse. Game over. Okay. Funhouse. Damn it. We could consider poking HQ. They did just like filter to some extent and jam an agenda. We know there's one retribution in hand, so it's not the most impactful. We want to draw into inside jobs. Ways to like punish. And now Tranquilizer looks really bad when they have like 17 credits. But like you just can't afford to pay 8 credits. You can't pay 8 credits into Public Trail. It's way too much money. Just to keep your breaker around. Okay, so I think we're actually going to play the cast here, and then we can keep the Sure Gamble to next turn for the prepaid voice pad. Yo, Mark and Jay, how's it going? Good games last night. I haven't played NR in a few weeks. Watching this is like methadone? What do you mean by that? Oh, wait, we're covering some ice here. Planogram to draw 3. So it looks like the thing that they're setting up at the remote might actually be like a slow roll of an orbital. They also did just draw 3, so the top of R&D is all brand new. We have one more Maker's Eye in the deck. There's a Funhouse likely. And now they're advancing. Okay. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? We could install all our breakers and run this. All our breakers and run this. No, it's fine. That's cute. That's what we want. And we could just go tag me and like all the fun houses are useless. And then they could like maybe, we haven't seen the psychographics yet, but obviously psychographics is likely to be in the list. Okay, that's huge money. And the next turn we'll have even more money. I don't want to install a breaker here because if we do, they could seamless launch, score superiority, and then like hit a card or hit a breaker. So that seems bad. I think we're just going to keep drawing. We want to find inside job. I think it's a bit too late for this prepaid. We definitely don't need the mutual favor. Actually, the mutual favor is not the worst because if we get a program's trash and we shuffle back in, we can draw them. Trying to get people to troubleshoot or ganked into Trebuchet. Haven't pulled it off yet. It seems so easy. I'm aware that's naive though. Oh, wasn't playing around that. That's cool. Let's see if they trash a daily cast. They probably do. Just providing enough of that crack hit to keep me going. Oh, I hope it's okay. I hope it's a healthy thing. So they drew 2 cards. They have 13 left in R&D. Man, if we played Simulchip and they're not even doing anything with the tag. They're technically on game point. We haven't seen a Bologna yet. Could be a Jackson. We might want to check our archives. We have a tag. We can't just like straight Maker's Eye this because if it's Enigma, we're in a bad spot. Do we check archives? It feels bad. Let's draw into the last laundry or something. Oh, that's really cool. But if they have an agenda, they would jam it. So I don't love the HQ pressure if we go off HQ here. I feel like we might only have 2 turns left in the game. I can't see them being on Bologna with both Remaster and Orbital. Sometimes you have to though, like Startup's a bit weird. They threw out 2 Funhouse, so we have no idea what the read on this ice is. Yeah, they can overscore a Beal. How's it going by the way, Scopic? So we could in theory like Tread Lightly HQ. It's not amazing. I feel like we want Tread Lightly maybe for this remote. They're also going to shuffle their deck, so whatever we draw at the top of R&D, if we do run R&D, isn't going to matter too much. I feel like we have to install our breakers now. Let's see if we regret this. Yo, Cactus, how's it going? Welcome. How's your week been? Because I don't think there's anything here that can give us a tag. Unless they do like double seamless launch of orbital superiority, then they could retribute our corroder. But at this point, we just need like 2 good Maker's Axes. You got a cold. Ooh, hope you're feeling bad. That's kind of rare. Yeah, I almost forgot what that's like. With everyone staying indoors, you know, it's a bit harder to get. I hope you're feeling better. All right, Solomir's thinking about it. If they score 2 more agendas, we'd be really stoked. 23 credits? Why do they need 23 credits? Advance. Okay, so they're going to try and retribute this with an orbital. So we can always smash our breakers. We can't inside job this, but we could definitely run this with overclock, and we'd probably be able to get in. I think we should just go here. We're going to be on like 20 credits. Ping down. New ice. Okay. I think we're gonna go for it. The question is, chat, do we overclock this or do we tread lightly this? Funny enough, it's actually the good Unity. I think we're right to toss the favor. There's only one copy. Yeah, I know there's only one, but if we get them trashed, we might need to get them back quickly. Yo, are we doing tread lightly or are we doing overclock? I think we want to do overclock. The tread lightly damages. No, the tread lightly seems so good. That's an extra 9 credits. Yeah, whatever. Now that's a tread lightly server. All right, so 3 credits on each res. This actually gained us a credit and click because we played it for free. No action. Is there anything that we can't break? What is this? Are they just holding public trails and we have to pay like 16 as a reprisal? Another big reason. Unity is so bad against an Enigma. Can't break Rhyme? Okay. Yeah, Rhyme will get us good. At least then we'll feel better pumping Unity. It's a ping. Okay, so we have a click to remove that tag, which is probably pretty important. So is our click worth a credit? At a minimum, yes. So we're going to break both these subroutines. Oh, it's a remastered. Sick. So they have to do public trail into retribution. So we're going to definitely clear the tag. They could be on double punitive. Drawing a card doesn't help on double punitive. I don't think they're on punitive 4/2s, but I don't know why they valued money as much as they did. But they're probably going to public trail into trash one of these. So I think actually all we want to do is draw into the AR Harmony or an inside job so we could pressure a central server. I don't know if I say hey, Philip. So our bottom of our deck, we have 2 inside jobs. We have a dirty laundry, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, spin doctor too. And right now we just throw out like the Maker's Eye. Take a tag or pay 8. Like you can't afford to pay 8. You can't. That's way too much money. Ugh. It's so bad. I'm gonna pay 8. Whatever. We'll be on 3 credits. We'll be fine. We'll be okay. We'll be clicking for credits. We're on game point. Okay. So do we really have a dirty laundry left? No, we don't. I made that up. Bummer. We have one more Sure Gamble. That's worth drawing into. What money can you get back now? Sure Gamble is like almost playable. That is the card we want because with this we can shuffle back breakers, but we didn't lose a breaker. So with this we can shuffle back Boomerang, Sure Gamble. Like this is actually really good right now. We play this for only 1 credit. I think we do this. And I just hope we never lose a breaker because if we play this card and then lose a breaker, then we're done. Then we're totally out of the game. But I think we need this to get more econ into our deck or our deck is just going to totally run out of gas. So this might be a mistake. So things that need to go back. We definitely want a Boomerang. It's only unique cards, so you can't pick 2 of the same by the name. I think we want, it's hard to see like this. We'll take a Sure Gamble. Okay, so we definitely want Boomerang. We have 2 inside jobs in the deck. That's not necessary. We'll take a Dirty Laundry because we need money. Bravado is probably worth it, but I think we have 1 more Bravado in the deck, so not necessary. I think we take a Maker's Eye. No, we have 1. And I think we still have a Jailbreak. So we have inside job. What do we pick? It doesn't tell us. Oh, no, it does. Boomerang, Dirty Laundry. I think we'll take the 3rd inside job. Bravado's so much money, you're right. But like, yeah, I guess you're right. No, it's always worth taking. I think we take the Diesel. Because the game's going to be fast and we need something to draw. Not that the Diesel is amazing. And I think we just take another gamble. Okay. And it adds some to our deck. I've never played that card before. Yeah, that's why you play the Diesel. Okay, that's good. Arizan, how's it going? Yeah, Gamble seems fine. Gamble seems definitely good. Especially because we can play it on 3 credits. So next turn we can just like Bravado, I don't know, HQ. They might have something in there. They did just pop a Spin Doctor? What happened to the Spin Doctor? Wait, they had a Spin Doctor, right? Oh, Hansei Review and Hedge Fund before they draw. Okay. Honestly, the Tread Lightly was kind of interesting too, because they can't afford to pay 11 for a toll booth. And it's technically akin to clicking for a credit. It's even better. It's clicklessly a credit. So we're just going to Bravado HQ. We might end up taking a ping. This is a problem, though. This is Bologna. They win. Do you think they're on Bologna? Hi from Chertsey. Yo, Diogen, I don't know what Chertsey is. How's your Jean-Baptiste? So I think all we do here is Bravado HQ. We definitely Bravado HQ because we need the money up front. And then we can run server 1 or consider R&D. We always have overclock for server 1 if they don't think we have Bologna money. And we need to keep them down to less than 3 credits. It's going to be hard. So we'll definitely go HQ here, I think. You think it's a Beal? Yeah, Beal would be just as bad. Beal is also game losing, but at least it's easier for us to steal than Bologna, in which we need 5 credits. I like the deck list of the week. I've discussed at length with Ping 4. Yeah, I've saw your comments on top of it. This is worth going through because we technically go through this for free because we get the credit back. Because this gives you credit for every ice you pass. I think some of your changes, Diogen, on the Netrunnerdb are some are better, some are worse. I think you do want the Dawkins pass because it's better because you can play it with other run events. I don't think you want to go 3 legwork. Gold Farmer. Okay, sick. We're in 8 credits. Now we don't need to clear the tag here. With 8 credits of the Reza toll booth, they're down to 2. So I think we just overclock, run server 1. And then we have 1 click left if we really want to clear the tag if we need. We could always click for another credit. I didn't do the math here. Whether we need more credits for Also, if this fails and like that is a orbital, we die. So having a click to draw a card is also like okay. I have died to orbital before. That is what I was expecting in this list. I was worried that there'd be stuff like this. It makes so much sense. Luckily, we break for 2 credits. This is nothing. You took out the Econ Warfare? Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, they're on no money. They conceded? Why did they concede? Because we can get in? But we might not have. we thought it was Bologna. Not a Bologna? GG. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like it's a Beal. No Bologna in the list. So it's a Beal. So okay, let's count the math. We have 12 credits. So this is actually 4, this is 5, this is 6, 7, 8. So we could have got in and not had Bologna money. I still think we would have risked it because this list didn't look like it had Beal considering all we've seen is like 4 2s. Tranquilizer and Tread lately or Econ Warfare? Econ Warfare Diogen is a Weyland card though, not in startup. I think you mean something a bit different. Orbital taking precious valuable agenda, so it's... Oh man, I imagine this deck can hit really hard. I only have 1 of each breaker and a single recursion card, so I played a bit cautiously, but I have no doubt this can eat some rigs. Oh yeah, it's also only 18 points, right? So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. Yeah, like we played around this, like Public Trail, again, I haven't talked well about this card, but in a list where we only have 1 of each breaker, which is not the case, I think, in System Gateway, you shouldn't be doing that. It is really scary. You do need to play around it. And as much as possible, and this is such a big thing, install as few breakers as possible, as aggressive as possible. Just to keep it down. Yeah. I mean, the fact of hurting the econ of the corp. Oh, our econ. I thought you meant like you swap Tranquilizer and Tread lightly. Yes. Yo, are you fishing for the Public Trail with the Spin Doctor Res? Yo, good game. Yeah, I can't pay for Public Trail. I honestly don't know whether... I think there was a chance that not paying 8 for the Public Trail was better. I think there's still a chance that paying... So you pay 2 credits because you get your 2 credits back, and then you retribute my Corroder, and then I shuffle it back in with Harmony AR Therapy. Might be okay. It might be okay. Unfortunately, though, the ping on the remote does make that a bit harder, so I don't know. Good game, though. That was cool. Here, I'm just going to change the lights because it actually did get dark outside. I'm going to play one more with this deck. This deck is cool. I'm into this deck. Where are we? There you go. If you're just tuning in, by the way, we started a bit early today, half an hour early. We played one deck, the deck list of the week, and we're going to play another one. This deck is actually pretty cool. I do think we can make changes to the deck. I think there's one change that's like just universally good. I tried out the Operation Tango game last time I was right. Yo, what side did you play? Operation Tango's so good. So I'm going to definitely take out this Earthrise Hotel and put in, what's it called? A Class Act. That is just, I think, a better swap. It draws you 4, albeit not clicklessly, which sometimes can be awkward when you want to play one run event turn. But having that filter draw to find the right run event when you need it, let alone breakers too, can be a problem with this deck. So that's definitely good. I don't know if there's anything else I'd immediately swap. I think the Tranquilizers are meta dependent. I think the Unity is not good. I think this showed itself in this game to be worse than, this is the one game. This is a good example of a game where that Cleaver was better than Corroder because we never broke anything over 3 strength, and that Unity was arguably worse than Gordian. Not 100%. It would be better if they were stacking remotes on that remote server, but like Enigma, paying 3 to break Enigma is not a good start. So you played the Hacker. Okay, that's the only side I play too. I do want to play the other side though. This is my rigshooter style deck I bring in for startup events. Ooh, oh, Crim actually has Abagnale in faction. Oh, I forgot about that. How bad is Abagnale? I forgot that there actually was a decoder in Criminal. I totally forgot. So Abagnale installs for 4. It installs for 4. It has 2 strength. It's 2 strength for 2 strength for 1 code gate subroutine. So what ice are we boosting 2 for? We're boosting 2 for Magnet. We're boosting for Whoredom, but that's fine. It's awkward with Toll Booth, but hopefully you boomerang the Toll Booth or tranquilize it. It's not the worst. And honestly, if you could use the 2 influence better, I think it would be okay. Maybe you could play another Diesel or something. But yeah, you're right. I don't think Unity is necessary. Abagnale is also only 1 more credit to install than Unity. It's also, Abagnale might be worth noting that it's like the bypass trash thing is like probably playable when you also have Harmony AR therapy in the late game. Gordian Blade is good. Yeah, Gordian Blade's the only other one. I would definitely, if I was to build this deck, I would have put Gordian in before Unity, but I totally forgot about Abagnale. I think Abagnale is interesting. It's 4 credits most of the time, but the upfront 4 hurts. Yeah, the upfront 4 hurts, but it's like Gordian Blade is 4. Unity's only 3. It's not like we're getting away with something way better than that. But yeah, I don't know. I think we just have to play games and see in which matchups it was worse than others. And so far, Gordian Blade would have been technically better because we broke Enigma twice, if not 3 times. For a runner. Gordian is influence hungry though. Isn't Gordian only 2 influence? It's the same as Unity, isn't it? Oh, it's 3. I was thinking the whole time Gordian was 2 influence. Okay, that might make more sense. That's on me. Okay, never mind. I thought it was 2 influence. I'd rather go Abagnale maybe. Save 2 influence. Okay, Earth Station. Ooh, is this your deck? So this deck, I think, has Punitive in it. I saw the write-up. It has 3 archers in it. So, like, we have to be really cautious. This opening hand is good enough, though. We have an early inside job either to get the flip or to run the remote. Diesel's fine enough. We have Makers and Jailbreak. Those are good. This is Earth Station. It's a pretty tricky identity. It's a flip identity. When it's unflipped, HQ runs cost 1 more. So it'll cancel out our Ken event, our Ken ability. And when it is flipped, running the remote server costs 6 credits until we run HQ and get it flipped. We do notice this list though. Desert, they shared the list earlier. This feels so small. Wait, no, that's better, I guess. But the ice in the early game I don't think is that good. So I think we can just poke here. What are we dieseling into? Sure, Gamble's fine. So we could just like, I guess we bravado HQ. They mulligan, so HQ might have something bad. Okay, that's fine. So it's going to end the run, and then we can just drop daily casts. Okay, good enough. Now we know if we need to, we can always boomerang into Jailbreak. You're in for a surprise. No, I don't know if they made more changes. There might be a Ganked in here or something. I wouldn't be too scared. I think Ganked and Corporate Troubleshooter are really good for this deck. And a Desert didn't have them in the last version that she posted. Oh, that cost me 1 to run that. I wouldn't, if I knew that was run to run that, I might not have done it. So they just flipped, which this could be a huge blowout. This could be a huge blowout because we can just inside job this. I think we just inside job this. And then run server 1. This could be regolith, a wall to wall. We also could do boomerang into jailbreak. That's probably better. I like the card draw. It also is technically credit positive. Well, not the boomerang part. We see 2 cards, Aket into Pharaohs. Okay, that's what we tranquilize. So we just flipped them. It is a wall to wall. We don't want them to have that. If this gets a 3 strength, it's a big problem for us. At least Corroder is better to deal with that than anything else. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like boomerang jailbreak there better. I liked having the boomerang for the pressure. But now, okay, so that was either another Aket or it doesn't seem like it would be the Pharaohs. So at this point, we start just poking R&D. And that's definitely, I would say, Crisium Grid. So we can run R&D here. If they don't res, we could go in with the Maker's Eye. On 3, they could res an Aket. They could have Afshar. Probably would go on HQ, though. Ice Wall? I don't know. Carter's much better in the Weyland matchups? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. Engram. Oh. They're going to call... They called Program. Sick. But now we can't go through that again. At least they're on 1 credit. There's not a lot of programs in this, but I do like the program call against Criminal. I don't think that's wrong. I was too cowardly to Maker's Eye here because we didn't know what that was. Kayambe could be a thing since startup. Yeah, it could be Kayambe. I think their list had Lacosta in it, though. That's the one that I saw. SDS. The program where thing worked out. I forgot they were on 3 SDS and like 2 send a messages. I also advanced their ice. So that maybe that is Kayambe. That's usually the right thing. All right, well that's unfortunate. And this deck is really weak against SDS. I think it's actually called out in the write-up so that we have to feed our tranquilizers because it's going to be really hard for us to steal SDS in this game because we only have 3 programs, 2 tranquilizers, like 3 icebreakers, 2 tranquilizers. Luckily, they got nothing to do here besides click for credits. We always could, like, again, prepaid voice pad Maker's Eye through this, and they could just take 2 events from hand. They could afford Snare, which could be a problem. I think the bigger problem, though, is, like, we just don't have anything to hit SDS, and their deck list probably has 3 SDSs in it. So, not an incredible turn here. Like, I think we just do prepaid voice pad inside job R&D. Like, that's kind of a bummer. Running HQ is so bad. Oh, man. Thoughts on 2 versus 3 boomerangs in the deck? I feel like I'd feel a bit better with 3. We do have 3 inside jobs, so it's sometimes not necessary, but like I might be happier with just more mutual favors or ways to get our programs down. I don't know. I don't want an inside job for a single. That seems terrible. I think we can take the tempo hit of putting down 2 prepaid voice pads while we have 2 special or inside jobs in our hand, but not using these credits. Oh man, it's awful. Like playing 4 and getting no value immediately is a really bad tempo hit. So yeah, they're just clicking for credits, so now they can res Pharaohs. At least we had that going on. So now we like run 6. Archer's tough, even with Buck Alter, it's not the worst. But yeah, we really need to stop them from scoring. I think they have 3 hostiles in their list, so like this is just so rough. We're now at the whims of our deck more than we are at our play. We'll just take the money. I think we install Bug Alter. I don't want to show that we have a breaker. Docklands Pass is like okay. We know that they have programs in there, but like installing this just and not getting value from it also is kind of rough. So I don't love this play. What's the text on Kayambe Grid? If it was a Kayambe, they would have rezzed it probably. So I don't know. Okay. That's a wall to wall. Let's see if they flip or not. With 7, they could hit us with a trebuchet, a ballista. So getting down our Bugalter early. There's no code gates, right? That trash programs. Let's see if they flip. I don't know if they flip here. We want to trash the wall to wall though. We can't let them get the free Akat counters. They're thinking about it. Flip is pretty expensive. It makes HQ runs cheaper. Cost them a click. A click is useful. You can do things with clicks. We'll be on 16 credits. We could inside job to gain a credit on server 2 if we really wanted to. Yeah, they did flip. Flip Adelphia. Okay. Engram's the only code gate that trashes programs in startup. That's a good point. We know this is also not an Engram because they advanced it manually. So likely could be a Colossus. I don't know. But if anything, like we just inside job HQ, get the flip, run here, and then they have to res the Crisium. The bummer though is like no matter what, if we access and we hit the SDS, like it's useless for us. We can't really feed them a Bugalter, can we? But I want to bring this down. I just don't want to pay 6 for that privilege. So I think we're just gonna inside job HQ. What could we top deck into? Actually, that's probably worth playing first. That's what we thought. Okay, so the run ends here. So that's a bummer. Just gotta get lucky. Gotta find a program because the wall to walls are gonna be really bad. Like again, this is like any other deck list. I think it'd be a bit quicker to find your breakers. Because like if we just jammed a, oh, it is a Kayambe. Oh wow, I didn't realize they didn't res that. So this will cost us pay 2 credits. We need to bring this down. So we just need to find a Crowder stat. And Corroder deals with this really well. Like it's 4 credits plus this plus 3. Like, oh man, we need a top deck, 1 mutual favor, 1 Corroder, 1 of each Solomir. So we have 1 in 14 of getting a good draw here. Like there are no money. We can't capitalize on this. This looks like it could be a Lacosta. Maybe they came off Lacosta with Kayambe. So like, I don't know, get lucky, get lucky. It's like, shit. I think we just inside job server 2. How's it going, Bacon? Because as soon as this hits 3 advancements, like, oh, it's so bad for us. I'm like, there's nothing we can do here. We know that there's 1 SDS in hand. There's likely 2. I think we just inside job server 2. Oh, it could be an SDS, actually. I don't know. If it was a wall-to-wall, they would have resed it. So no, maybe not. I think if you're on singleton favors, you want 2 to 3. Yeah, no, I agree. I think we want 2 to 3 favors if we're on singleton breakers. But I think the idea behind this deck is you have 3 inside jobs, 2 boomerangs. But I don't think that lines up against all matchups. We've been fought 2 matchups in a row, and this line wants to trash your programs. Yo, how are you? I'm doing good, Bacon. It's a holiday today, and I have tomorrow off as well, so we started a bit early. Tread Leyland remote would work as well as them for a few credits. Yeah, but it costs us like 6 to do that. And I don't know what this is. Like if it's an SDS, it's useless. If it was a Lacosta, it doesn't really matter. Like I don't think there's anything I'm really interested. My kingdom. Flush with cash and nary a place to spend it. I think we just do Bugalter and like Maker's Eye R&D. I think we just have to do something here. Like they're gonna call pro event. It's fine. I just don't want to lose this. I don't know if they know that we're playing the... I guess against Ken, you like always call event, right? They named hardware? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's nice. Nice. Oh, that's so good. All right, so we get some accesses, but SDS is still a problem. Wall to wall, we'll trash that. Hedge fund, that's fine. Magnet, that is fine. They're trying for simulchip? Yeah, I think they're trying for simulchip or boomerang. I think boomerangs do hang out in hand, but if we had a boomerang, we'd probably put it on the engram. I don't think you play simulchip in criminal list generally. Okay, so now this archetype is really difficult, and this deals with the first one. Okay, maybe a Crisium. Another Kayambe in theory works. It advances anything, right? I know our whole hand. Okay. This is a card I really don't care about. Like, I really don't like this card. Like, it worked dividends in our last game when we got to the end of the rope, but like when you draw it early, it's like so bad. Like, do I want to, it's technically free, but do I want to put these cards back into my deck? No, I just want to draw Corroder like yesterday. Maybe I'm being petty. So what do we do? We know we're the top decking. Like, none of our hand is playable. Literally none of our hand is playable just because we don't have breakers. I think we just have to like bite the bullet and draw into. That is good. I played against an Earth Station player who flatlined me with an Urnica Cipher. That'll happen. Okay, so they were on Archer, so the Tranquilizer is definitely valuable. The Harmony is definitely valuable if they trash our programs. We need that. They're going to have enough money soon that the Tread Lightly is like, it's okay. I'll get rid of the Jailbreak because I think they're on Crisium. Pharos is really hard to tread lightly. But I still think, yeah. No Corroder, no mutual favor. Yeah, that does that. You think it's a second Kayambe? It could be. It could be a second Kayambe. And like they could have jammed. I feel like they could have jammed the SDS like a year ago. I guess, yeah, we can't lose our Bagalter here. Oh my god, just give us. I'm going to value draw. Mutual favor. Okay, we did it. We figured it out. We've cracked the enigma. We have gotten a Corroder. I didn't plan further than this. I saw this and I was so happy. So, okay, what does this cost to break? This is only 2. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think we could bravado this. And then if we steal the SDS, we will just trash our, I don't know, Bagalter. Yeah, I think we do bravado. Time for the Trank to trash for the SSL. Oh, you're right. We could actually just pre-trank something. I think you're right. That is a bit better. But we don't have time to set all that stuff up. So it's either we install the daily casts. And I think we just go here before this gets a bit stronger. This might be wrong. Yeah, but you're right. This is actually very valuable for the SDS. But we want to bring this down. So we can't break all of this. So they are going to get the free. Overclock is the same as bravado here. Yeah, you're right, aren't you? We'll do the server first. We're taking it. Card from hand? Oh, we can see 2 cards. Oh, are we dead? I don't know if this deck is punitive. If it has punitive, we can't trash this. No, we have to trash this. That makes sense. It's like turn 300 and like nothing's happened. They did get a free Pharos. That makes sense. We did flip their ability, so that's a bit worse for them. We don't know the 2 cards in hand, so we definitely want to keep this. We're unlikely to die to punitive. No, we're actually kind of likely to die to punitive. So we have Inside Job. We have another Bravado. Again, this remote cost us like 1 billion credits. We need this if we want to Bagalter this game, so we can't lose that. So I'm going to get rid of... I think we tranquilize this eventually. The next SDS, though, doesn't matter. We'll get rid of this because we have a Docklands Pass. And I value this. Yeah, fine. That might not have been the right cards. It was definitely right to throw out the legwork. Are they on punitive? We'll just die. They're not on punitive. They just did a flipperoonie. Flipperoonie. Okay. So hostile wins. They could just be on mostly, they'd have to play at minimum 7 agendas. And there's something in here on top of probably La Costa. And then this deck was running at some point reversed accounts. It was running a lot of like really rude nonsense. We are open again. Every time we run this, it costs us 3 credits, 4 credits. So this is 8 credits to run HQ. Sick. Sick. So that's not good. My brother Flipperoonie. Now we do have to Harmony AR therapy. And maybe actually the daily cast was better because I don't want to run anytime soon. But we do have the therapy back in the Bagalter. I think we're going to do it. Do we want to do that before or after we draw? We want to draw into Unity. Yeah, we'll do it before because we also want the other mutual favor. I don't know if we're going to play a run event. Okay, so Bagalter goes back. What else goes back here? Oh, we got a value draw too. We forgot to do that. Mutual favor goes back. Inside job count. We've played 1. We have 1 in hand, 1 in deck. Not necessary. I think we'll put the gamble back. Yeah, Cleaver would be a lot worse in this matchup. Cleaver is definitely a lot worse without any sort of like support with Leech. I feel like we want to just do Diesel. We want the card draw. We have a lot of cards. Oh, we only have 17 cards. Never mind. We'll do Bravado is a really good card. And we have one more. Daily Cast, Dirty Laundry, Inside Job. I think we'll just do Inside Job. Okay, good enough. Draw. Swift or the Maker's Eye. That's a Chrysium, so we have to run it twice. I think we'll take the Maker's Eye, though. I wish we had the Daily Cast. Okay, we could just run Archives for like 4 credits. Not amazing. Or we could wait a turn. We're going to res the Lacosta here. That's for sure. I think we'll just put the Tranquilizer on here. That'll goof him up. Okay, let's see what she does. They didn't res there. Wow. I thought they'd res. And so they can always re-res this thing. It's obviously very clumsy. Okay, another Kayambe probably. Let's value draw, Maker's Eye or Overclock. We're going to go for the, we have both. I think we'll just do the Overclock actually. Too late in the game to get value from Swift. It's not probably too late, but I like having this like burst solution to our problems. Like we definitely need to get the Chrysium down, and it makes Boomerang a bit harder too. I think we might be at the point that we just like inside job R&D to get that Chrysium down. And then we like can try and close the game with Maker's Eyes. Like that's our win condition if this remote goes a bit pear-shaped. And I think we actually will do it. I think we will inside job R&D just to trash that thing. It could be a gank though. And that would be bad-ish. It's an ice wall to a gank. Yeah, okay. So they could trash it to 3 to make us hit an Engram Flush. They probably do want to do that. That's something they added to the deck. We're going to build a deck similar to this. Yeah, sure. Wait, what is this? What did Ganked actually say? Encounter a res piece of ice protecting the server. Encounters. Okay. You got it. I have Bravado, Overclock, Maker's Eye, Dirty Laundry, and Overclock again. Oh, right on. All right, let's see what they do. Then a Troubleshooter deck, yeah. The Maker's Eye and the Bravado, okay. So they valued that. Bummer. I would love the Maker's Eye. We put one on the bottom of the deck, and then the other one's there. So yeah, we bottomed that. Of course. So we have that. We'll keep drawing. Earthrise is good. We still have a Dirty Laundry. Again, that is like a 6 credit play off of R&D or Archives if it's open. Going for HQ here. So we also have jailbreaks too. We'll jailbreak through this. We don't care about this thing. They can hit any of these. It's fine. I wonder if this deck wants DreamNet. No. Draw you a card on successful run. DreamNet might be okay. Ganked to Archer would be lights out. Oh yeah, Ganked to Archer would be a good game. But like they haven't scored a hostile yet. Like I don't know what's going on here. Icing HQ, something's in there. The ordering there is, okay, we de-res the Pharaohs, feels good. The ordering there is a bit sus. You definitely want to draw first. Diesel or Swift, we'll take the Diesel. Well, Diesel. Okay, no multi-access. We'll definitely just run Archives. I don't know whether she has the stuff to ice this up. Onicom is way too much influence, and I think Swift is just better in this deck because it's not just events, it's mostly run events. And that's the difference between Onicom. It also does help you against punitive. Yeah, right? Yep, totally. And from here, I think we can throw out an Overclock. Could we just hoard money and camp the remote? Technically, yes, but I'm worried because they're likely to have ganked. They might have corporate troubleshooter, which I wouldn't be surprised. And that's sometimes just hard to deal with. And we're like on game point. Like they're running 3-pointers. They also, this deck has sprint instead of like spin doctor. So there's a chance actually they just might hoard agendas in HQ. That might be a better place for us to go. So we do want to lock here if we can. But I think we just want to like see the top 2 of R&D every couple turns. Because like they can't ice up everything that well. Or if they can, it's just going to be a slow game. So I don't know. HQ is really hard to run if it's like Kayambe into. I forgot that we have a Docklands Pass. Hedge Fund, they're on 18. Again, they have to re-res this. Tranquilizers is good. Yeah, there you go. That's a problem that we're worried about. It already doesn't matter. One card to add to the bottom. We don't want a third prepaid voice pad. We have the Unity. That's sick. It is good enough at dealing with Engram Flash. Now the problem is like we could hit a Trebuchet. We could hit a couple things. So I'm gonna do Unity. We're gonna boomerang this. They can't res an Archer. We can deal with Trebuchet. We can deal with Ballista, and then we'll bravado it. We have the money for this, right? If we bravado this, it costs us nothing. We'll be in 6 credits. Yeah, we'll probably have enough. So we can see what they call first, and then you can choose to break it. They named event. That's worth. So 4 credits to break a 2 credit ice. Okay, cool. Even in our final form, it doesn't change the math, does it? Another Engram. Success. All right, now our boomerang is like wasted there, which is a bit of a bummer. We know they're drawing an Engram. I think a lot of the cards are in HQ here. Do we just diesel last click? What are we drawing into? Or we could click for credit. I'll just diesel. We'll throw something out. Okay. So we have the mutual favor. We can get down our Begalter clicklessly. It looks like there's another Engram there. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, it's a Kayambe on HQ. Okay. So they might be just like, you know, turtling up with agendas in HQ. Oh yeah, that does that. It's good reason Engram is getting banned in standard after all. Yo, Changeling, how's it going? I think that's a new icon that you have. Yeah, no, this is kind of absurd for 2 credits. Kind of absurd. They're not doing anything. They're not scoring out. I wonder what the win con is. Order here doesn't matter. We have the Begalter, which we could put on the bottom of the deck and then choose the mutual favorite. I like the Jailbreak. Jailbreak seems good. I think we're going to go for the Jailbreak. I think we're going to do hedge gamble to Jailbreak. Now there's probably, at a minimum again, there's 7 agendas in their deck. So there's at least 1 more in the deck. At least. I gave us a credit. Do you just push server 2? Oh, I didn't realize they double advanced something there. Yeah, we probably should just run server 2. I did not realize that she double advanced. They are playing reversed accounts though in their list. Engram Flint named event. We have a lot of money. This draws as a card as well. Malapert Data Vault. Are they on a Neurospike list? They might be on a Neurospike list. That could be just Neurospike setup. Okay, we win. Woo! That was getting scary there. I wonder why that Malapert for. We'll never find out. Just ganking archers right on. I did, however, draw the 4-5-3 gens at the very beginning of the game. Beans. Yeah, they did draw early. Yeah, they're I think you could have jammed out though. I think you can just score the SDS. Also, I think that's the sort of play where you just put out the you lose to send a message on purpose. Like if you build a send a message remote and then I run it spending 6 and then you get a free Pharaohs, like that's how you capitalize on what could possibly be a clumsy opening hand. Thanks for the game, eh? No, you're not. Don't say that. Yeah, so I think that's one of the cool things about send a message is if you're okay with losing it, you can get like ahead, which is nice. All right, I think we're gonna build a deck from here. Actually, we have some news. We do have a fair bit of news to go through, so we're gonna go through the news. How's everyone doing tonight? It's like 9:30. We've already played 2 games. It's a good look. I guess starting early is nice. I feel like I'm gonna run out of water though. I think that's what I'm worried about tonight. 18 games. Okay. All right. This deck is cool. I'm a big fan of this deck. I think there's some changes. I like just having breakers early. I think with the breakers, you can capitalize on a lot of these run events, and I value that. I think we've seen that in every game, let alone 2 of the games that we've been playing against cared about trashing our programs, or having scary ice, so that's good. Doing good. My vax got scheduled for myself and the wife this week. Ooh, congrats. First or second? Recently here in Montreal, I did my first, and we were able to reschedule our second. So the minimum you have to wait is 8 weeks, and now I pushed it to 9 weeks. It used to be like a couple months. I used to have my second vaccine mid-September, and now it's like at the end of July, so it's so much better. Amazing how much it affects your outlook. It really does. It really does. Montreal just got to a green zone. So as of Monday, I think there's still some like social distancing policy. Both scheduled at once. You can do that? They just do them both at the same time? They like double fist it? Put out both your arms? No, but it's, I don't know. I'm so stoked to see like friends and family in person. It's been such a long time. My sister like they bought a house like down the street. And we've like been there once just to be on a balcony at some point. But I'm really, really stoked for that. Okay. I think also, how's it? I can open up the NHL. Right now, it's also a big deal in Montreal because the Habs are playing for a shot at the Stanley Cup right now. And technically, if they win this game against the Vegas Golden Knights, they will have a chance of winning the Stanley Cup. And there's a chance if that happens. I don't know how loud this neighborhood is going to get, but the city is going to get really loud. And apparently, we're up 1 into the second period. So go Habs, go. If Japan has a workplace vax program, companies arrange both shots at once on site. That's so dope. Yo, that's really cool. When I scheduled mine, they scheduled the first and second one at the same time as well. Yeah, they scheduled my second once I did my first, but like the soonest they could do was September. So it's a long time away. I was hoping to be fully vaccinated this summer. Obviously, the shots are on different dates. What do you mean, obviously? I didn't figure that out. The schedule is fixed from the start. Okay. I thought you meant schedule at one time. All right. Whatever. Let's go through some news stuff. Just let me open my notes. Yeah, actually, okay. So I don't watch sports, but still a Sharks fan, sadly. Good luck to your team. Thank you. I don't follow hockey. I don't honestly know, but I'd be excited if everyone was excited in the city. As long as the Lightning don't win, I'm happy. How's it going, Dave? I'll support you on that. Hello, everyone. Seabass, how's it going? Welcome. Hope you're doing good. It's a Thursday night. We're going to take a bit of a pivot here. Things are going to get a bit heavier just for a second. So there's a bit of a trigger warning here on this and a content warning in terms of like the passing of a child. So this is a bit heavy. So if this is something you don't want to experience, sorry if this is a bit of a bummer. If you're just jumping into stream, maybe pop out for a second. Okay. There's some pretty terrible news. Something happened rather recently, unfortunately. You might know of Tristan and Nicole from Kitchen Table Netrunner. It's a podcast. They've been making Netrunner podcasts since like 2018, 2019, I think. And unfortunately, their daughter passed away tragically the last weekend or so. So from like, at least, I don't know, myself, and I hope from the whole Netrunner community, huge amount of like thoughts and prayers and condolences going your way. And what's a terrible time. If you would like, there is a GoFundMe page. This I found off of Reddit, and Arco made this post here. So there's a GoFundMe page. People are putting together money to help with hospital fees and service fees and stuff like that. So I think it's like one of the good things about the Netrunner community. They've always kind of like stepped up for stuff like this. Like if people need help, there's a big help here. So I'm going to post this link in the chat. If you want to throw any amount of money this way, I have no doubt that would be appreciated by the family. We'll have that link in the show notes as well. So it's a huge bummer. I hope everyone's doing a lot better. Thoughts and prayers. Everyone is with you on this. Okay. Otherwise, there's some other news. Nisei did put this out recently. There was an update about continental championships, which is a thing that happened. What's it called? Last year at the same time. So if you don't know how this works, Nisei has been running these continental championships. It is they've been doing this. There's 3 of them, and they're basically, from my understanding, you can be in any of these zones. These zones aren't actually defined by any region. So if you're somebody in Europe, you can participate in the American Continental Championships. You can also participate in all 3, from my understanding. Again, maybe don't quote me at looking this. But the idea is that these are basically for 3 different time zones. So if you look at the time zones here, there'll be a time zone that hopefully works for you. They happen across 3 weekends through the middle of August. And if you want to check out, Nisei has all the Continental Championships from last year on their YouTube channel. That'd be YouTube, search Project Nisei. You'll get there. The Continental Championships last year were awesome. On top of that, there was the Intercontinental Championships after that, where they took like the top players from every Continental Championship and then they played amongst each other. It's really cool. If you want to buy tickets and sign up, that's sick. There is some really cool prize support. There also will be side events. Again, I don't know. I'm assuming there will be side events. They haven't been announced yet. Whether they're doing something for startup or not, we'll find out. But yeah, there's some really cool art stuff here that you could get by participating in this tournament. We have a gatekeeper alt art, which is actually really cool. I'm a big fan of that. You got there's always this like Norse mythology thing going on within Nisei's or within HB ICE. And then also Yakuza, I think, made this tapworm. And I'm a big fan of Yakuza's art. I think we've only seen on Rizeki so far. Also, you can get plastic Hoshikos, 32. Top half will get the tapworms. Everyone will get 3 gatekeepers. And I think also everyone who qualifies for the Intercontinental Championships, you get sure gambles. You can find the whole thing here. Foil system gateway ID, set of 7. That's sick. Tokens. There's going to be a bunch more stuff here. Other cool stuff happening. Nisei is going to be streaming this. So if you want to get involved for streaming or commentating, hit up Nisei at op@nisei.net. Yeah, definitely hit Nisei up if you want to get involved. Even if you have like, it might be intimidating if you think like, oh, I've never commentated before. I've never done anything like this. Don't hesitate. Hit them up. They'll try and find something that makes everyone happy. I recommend it. I do a bunch of commentary. I think it's the most fun, and that's something you can do. Another really cool thing is they're looking for judges, and this is the first time that I've ever seen this in Netrunner, period, whether it's Nisei or FFG, when it comes to having a participation support for being a judge. From my understanding, this happens a heck of a lot in Magic. Magic the Gathering will give prizes to judges for taking their time and effort to be involved. So you actually get this like unique Climactic Showdown alt art, which is made by Ollie Bolidor, that nobody else will ever get. I imagine other judges might get this for other events, but that's, I think, really cool to reward people for getting involved in other ways. I think that's largely it, but that's sick. It's, mind you, this is a standard tournament, so standard Netrunner with the new most wanted list, all this sort of stuff. But this is coming up. This is only like a month and a half away, 2 months away. It's 2 months away, but that's really cool. What else do we have to talk about? There's a couple other things. Always be running. So there's a couple store championships going on this weekend if you want to get involved. This one we've talked about today. There's a store championship taking in place in person. This is in New York City in Astoria, so not everyone can get access to that. You can only play in one, by the way. Oh, I didn't know that, Jeff. Okay, good to know. But there's some store championships going on. This is in person, which is really exciting. I think there's one happening in Vancouver as well. I feel like I'm sweating now really heavily. Yeah, the Rain City Store Championship. This one I think is actually online. Entry fee is $5. We'll cry postage for prizes. So I think you can just get involved in this Discord and join this. The players from the west coast of Canada are fantastic. So there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend if you want to get involved. I don't know if any of this stuff is being streamed. If it is, I'll update the show notes on the bottom of the YouTube video. Yo, Andrew, how's it going? Hello from a newly locked down Sydney. Oh, bummer. Considering playing in my first online startup comp tomorrow, heck yeah, but haven't really done deck building. Tips for emergency deck building with no testing time. Yes, NetDeck. If you want to deck build, I think you can. I think one of the best things you can do is just NetDeck, and if you don't have that much time, it's going to be hard to build something that plays well. Especially if it's your first tournament, you might feel more comfortable saying like, oh, this is a deck that I know is good. Then you can't blame your deck if you do poorly, huh? I think that's the best thing you can do. If you want to throw a deck list this way while we're streaming this evening, we'll take a look at it gladly. But otherwise, what's good? Precision Design is meant to be really good. The quote-unquote best deck list right now in startup, Yasengrin has a video on it in his YouTube channel. You can find it. It's really good. On the runner side, I think you can do just about anything. I feel like just good stuff, value-based Anarch is probably, and Criminal are probably just really easy to put together and play, while Shaper seems a bit trickier. Yeah, I think Shaper just feels a bit trickier. Vancouver's online. Yeah, sick. Okay. So this is going on this weekend if you want to get involved. So do get involved if you can. It's really cool. This is, I guess, self-promotion. But the Metropole Grid YouTube channel, if you haven't seen this, we just finished our Weyland review. This went up yesterday. It's kind of a bummer to put up these videos right before I stream, so this gets buried on the YouTube feed, but what can you do? We're finally finished the System Gateway review series. The Weyland one is a bit longer than any of the other ones. I think Advanceable Ice is pretty bad. And from this point on, got to make more content. And so we're going to figure out what we're doing from this point on, whether we're going to do replay reviews, talk about fundamentals. The gates are wide open. I know there's feedback talking about specifically like doing stuff for system update. I think there's a chance we'll get to that, but I think we can't do that at the scope of these videos because it'll take us the rest of the year. There's a lot of cards in System Update 21. So we'll figure out something. But basically, if you want to watch the whole series, if you're waiting for the whole Marvel universe to be all out before you watched Avengers Endgame, it's all there. So enjoy that. I think I'll just do that. I'm a fan of discussing jank, but I might just net deck for that. Yeah, no, I think if it's your tournament and if you're nervous about that, like just take a good deck. Like just take something that's like net decked and people say like this is good fundamentals. Look at that recursion. Nato, I think you might be behind on the video. Maybe I'm missing something. I think there's two other things we want to talk about. This is always like adjacent to Netrunner, but there's a lot of people here who care about this. And this was a rumor for a while. Deep dives on deck archetypes. I think that would be really cool. I think that would be super cool. I don't want to go into deck archetypes as so much as I want to go into ID archetypes, right? Like if you're playing against NBN, if you're playing against CTM, stuff like that, maybe more so. Because it's really hard sometimes if you talk about a deck archetype and then like the archetype doesn't exist. But I see what you mean. Maybe I was thinking too narrowly of archetype, but I think that's a good point. I think that's what we did with our first like HB fundamentals videos that we talked specifically about like these are two cards in HB that you should respect when you're playing against them. And I think keeping it to that simple is good. As opposed to be like, this is a CTM, you know, tempo list with data ravens and quantum kitties, stuff like that. Like you don't want to go too specific. This was rumored, and there's been a lot of really, really cool news recently about Arkham Horror, the card game. Recently, they've announced that their new expansions are going to be moving to a model that is so much more consumer friendly. And today they also just announced a second edition core set. And this is so cool because basically what's happening here is that they are not rebooting the game like sometimes you saw with Sec Edition revised core sets in Netrunner or second edition of Game of Thrones. It's the exact same game. But now in the future, once this comes out, which I hopefully will be this year, I don't know, you will get not only, if you want to get to Arkham Horror, one of the bummers was, it was the same thing as getting into Netrunner back in the day. If you bought a core set, it came with a singletons of a lot of cards. So there's a good reason if you wanted to play and build more decks, and specifically if you wanted to play 3 to 4 players, you were super incentivized to buy 2 core set products, which is a bummer and very expensive, and that keeps some people away from getting into the game. This is a rebooted Arkham Horror card set, which is coming in the same sort of box size and idea of Marvel Champions, which came with a full playset of every card in the box. And on top of that, it has probably a bit of storage plastic in there, so it's easier to store your cards. So basically, if you are interested in Arkham Horror, and I promise you this game is amazing, it's really, really good. We played it on this channel for Halloween on YouTube, if you can see a while ago. It comes with a full playset of everything. It comes so you can play with 4 players out of the box. It comes with the exact same cards you would get from original core sets if you bought 2 of them. So if you are a player who has played Arkham for a long time, there's no reason for you to purchase this. It does come with some more tokens and some better tokens. These are resources. It's their credits of Arkham. And now you have actually a 3 and a 5 credit instead of just a bunch of 1s. There's now a first player token, like small cosmetic things. The investigator arts are also a bit different. And I think the only difference is, on top of that, is that it comes with slightly more cards. The original core set came with, Arkham is really cool that between scenarios, if you're doing well, or sometimes if you're just doing, you'll get XP, and you can use that experience to upgrade your deck, kind of like an RPG system. Things just get bigger and better, and you choose how to upgrade your deck. And when you bought the Arkham core set back in the day, it came with a couple XP cards. This box comes with more XP cards, like more options for ways to upgrade your deck. And they're not new cards. They're cards that already existed within other Arkham products back in the day. So I'm interested in that. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some staple cards like Charisma, which is a card that showed up in the first cycle, stuff like that. So there's just going to be slightly more cards, but none of them are new. Some of them do have new art. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this art and not like it. I like this new art a heck of a lot. Let me catch up in chat. Anyways, if you're getting into Arkham, this is a really, really good time to get into Arkham once the second core set comes out, because it's really easy to stay on board when you buy the whole cycle in one box. That's a new change that they're doing. I'm really stoked for this. We're on the same page. I think that would be awesome. I'd have long shelf life. Yes. So this means Arkham is doomed now, given Core 2.0. Yo, what's up, Sads? Nah, I think Arkham is doing really, really well for FFG, and there's no license thing they have to negotiate with. They just announced the new way again. Their expansions are going to work. So it's just really cool to see FFG, who is stuck to this model that's been around for a really long time, a model that they in fact invented with the living card game, moving to something that everyone agrees is just way more consumer friendly. I recently played my first game of Arkham. It was very fun. Yo, Seabass, how'd it go? Who'd you play? I think for a new player, knowing what a Glacier deck or the difference between fast and never events is a good thing. Yeah, dog. I think actually one of the best things you can do, and this is like a video I probably need to put out calling like basic 5 tips. When you sit down in Netrunner against your opponent, you need to figure out how you're going to win, and you need to figure out how you're going to lose. It's like one of the most important things you can do. You can't just like play your deck how you want to. You have to play the matchup, and I think that's a really good reason why talking about archetypes matters. Shadow, how's it going? Yeah, everyone's, I think, just being more facetious because that's what happened to Netrunner. I bought the core set just because the pandemic started and never got into play until now. Oh, that's sick. That's really good. Excited to contemplate taking a look at Arkham. Also, yo, what up, Sengren? Yeah, no, it's great, Sengren. If you want to play on Tabletop Simulator and learn the game or whatever, just hit me up. Played Roland with the starter deck. Okay, sick. Yeah, Roland's fun. And now Roland looks a bit younger. Actually, kind of like young Roland here. On top of that, more Arkham news. They released an alternate version of Roland. I'm not going to go too deep in this, but this is really cool. So there's a new Roland investigator you can print and play, which is great. Arkham isn't competitive tournament style game, right? No, it's not. It's a Janktivist. It's a cooperative narrative driven game, or solo if you want to play it that way, which you can. So if I buy the revised core set, am I playing through a story on my own with friends? I won't buy the core set and find myself getting stomped in tourneys. Okay, so Arkham Horror has no tourneys. There's no competitive nature to our Arkham. There is organized play where they'll have basically how the game works is a scenario. You sit down, you control your character. If you're playing with a team, you have 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters working together, and you're all trying to come to the same conclusion. Nobody can like really win more than somebody else. Your investigator could be defeated or in theory die or go insane, as they say it in their reductive mental health thing of the 20s. But no, there's like no pressure about Arkham to own the whole card collection because there's no competitive nature to it. Yeah, Adam is secretly a Byroid. Adam is getting directives, mind you. Won't buy the core set in 5 minutes. No, yeah. So Janktivist, the only difference between buying multiple core sets was just having more options, which was something that was very valuable. But no, there's no competitive nature of the game whatsoever. In fact, recently, what we've been doing in Arkham to find even more joy in the game is that we've been drafting our decks through a website we talked about last week, and we built these jank terrible decks, and we're starting to play through a cycle with it, and it's so much fun. Newbies added time travel guide of Netrunner. I haven't seen him. Kenny has been doing more of that. Yeah, now Sangren and I are going to be racing to edit that video together. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, check this stuff out. It's great. Arkham's really good. I think there's only one other thing that we wanted to talk about, and that is this, which is really fun. I'm going to put this link in chat as well. It's Wildside, wildside.d. Dad Radish put this together. And I don't know if y'all know about Dad Radish. I think Kenny's taking a bit of break from now. Beans. Otherwise, I think he's, yeah, I don't know. Dad Radish is a YouTube channel. Not a lot of subscribers here, which is a bummer, but Dad Radish puts these videos together and narrates over them. Some of them are replay reviews. Some of them are just games from my understanding. And I like these a heck of a lot. That's Dad Radish. Dad Radish explains exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it. The quality is really good of the cast itself, going through other people's replays or his own replays, I think mostly. Check this out if you want. It's quite good content. And Dad Radish put this website together. And I think we're going to play a couple rounds of this. I've played it so far. I think it's actually quite easy. I don't think I'm going to make a mistake. But again, I think that is maybe I'm going to... I'm sealing my own fate here. The idea is that it's just a quick quiz of things pulled from from Netrunnerdb. If you want to play on, see how far you can go on this. There's some weird, I would say, slight issues with this, and I'd love to see some more work done on this. There's a lot of questions like this. This card belongs to what faction? And I think these questions are so easy. I would love to see harder questions like how much influence is this card, or stuff like that. Stuff that's a bit more niche. Like what card has this flavor text, which would be such a hard question. You also sometimes get questions about cards from Terminal Directive, which is very difficult because a lot of people, in fact, most people don't even see most of the cards in that thing. It was like a legacy expansion. I don't know how exciting this is as a content, but like, I think we can get all this. Egret belongs. Yeah, these like faction-based ones I think are a bit too simple. You can advance this ice. It gets +1 strength for each hosted advance encounter. That sounds like an ice wall. The card Ramagen Reliant is an Anarch card. Install up to 3 cards from HQ, one at a time playing all. That's shipment from Mirrormorth. It doesn't care about standard also. It's like any card in history, which I think favors me a fair bit. Mumbat City Hall is a Weyland card. Observe and Destroy. Ooh, actually, I think that's an NBN card. I don't actually know what that card does. I think it's a current. Oh no, it's like if they have less than 6 credits, trash something if they're tagged or something. This is Inside Ban. It's a neutral card. Legal Arm Factory is a Weyland card. Let's get to, why is it not counting my streak? Oh, because I'm not hitting submit. Oh no. I promise you we were 100% correct on all of these. Yeah, Phil, just hit me up. You didn't hit submit. Maya belongs to much of the Shaper. Okay. Open Forum is a Weyland card. It's terrible. As additional cost to spend a click to trash a resource, not through a card ability, card must pay 2 credits. Errata from FAQ 3.1. The errata itself actually made this card unique. It wasn't a unique card. Mazazi is an Anarch killer. Daily Cast is a neutral runner card. What is the res cost? Oh, I love questions like this. While there's no installed Fractor program, this ice gets +3 strength. This is a wraparound. It costs 2. Stuff like this is just fun because you get to flex all this like nonsense that you've somehow memorized because you play a lot of this game. This is an NBN current. Install what's Inside Man. I'm telling you, it's a neutral resource. Break 1 Kogate submarine, 2 for 2 strength. That's an Abagnale. Is this using NRDB? Yeah, it's totally. It's not like coded by hand CBS. This is just an NRDB API. Fall Guy is a criminal card. Let's get to 50. Oh, that's pretty far. Let's see how we go. How far we go. Remove one tag. Then you may pay a credit to add this. That's what networking sounds like. There's additional cost to play this operation. Trash a res piece of ice. Reveal cards from the top of R&D until you reveal a piece of ice. Install it and res this. This is mutate, right? I honestly wouldn't have guessed this from that. I think that's the only card that does that. Plongi is a Shaper Virus. Howler is an HB card that installs Biroids. Weyland Corridum. You may forfeit an agenda to res this card instead of paying its trash cost. That's a Thithonium. It costs 9. Pipeline is a terrible Shaper Fractor. Run HQ or R&D if successful, jailbreak it. Quest completed is a Anarch card. Run all essentials, right? Neural EMP, Genteki, net damage. Let's get to, I don't know, we can go fast. He's not stopping, I know. So this sort of card knowledge is why playing people in standard is impossible. It doesn't matter, this is niche card knowledge. A lot of these cards don't see any play. And you're right, like a lot of this shouldn't be intimidating. There's only a couple cards you really need to know when playing in standard. Really, it's true. There's only so many cards you really need to know. Look at the top 6 cards you stack and make an entrance. This card Swarm. Oh man, if it asks me like the res cost of Swarm, stuff like that, I will fall apart. Because nobody knows that. That's not, what's the res cost of Swarm? Nobody knows that. When you res his acid lows 8 on it, when your turn begins to take 2, interrupt when this acid would be trash, you may shuffle into R&D. Okay, I was going to say Daily Cast for a second, but that makes more sense. By Any Means is an Anarch event. It's a priority event. Mirror is a not amazing Shaper console. We're going to get to 33. What's the res cost of an ice wall? It's 1. That's a Sports Hopper. Deus Ex is a Shaper card. Architect is an HB card. Eliza's Tight Box is an HB card. Which play only to run and trash at least 1 corp card. It's a reprisal. Choose an installed piece of hardware, non-virtual resource. That is the home run king, the wake up call. Okay, we can do it. Res costs are being asked. Yeah, res costs are tricky. I think res costs could be tricky. I think influence is really tricky. There's a lot of cards I don't think I know the influence on. That would actually throw a wrench into the plans. This is really cool though. Shout out to Dad Radish for building this and for putting this out. That's a good, I guess that's a German URL. Funny, I could do the same niche knowledge test on extreme precision radial velocity astronomy. Yeah, okay, that's probably a bit more useful than this, but whatever, no big deal. All right, let's build a deck. Okay, let's build something. Artist would be tough too. What do you mean? A guide to transitioning from gateway startup to standard? Yeah, so it's a bit tricky, Seabass. Like transitioning from gateway to startup, that is a bit better. Because basically, I think I want to do a video like that to be like, welcome to startup. These are the win conditions. And honestly, like that's all you need to know. Because the big difference between startup and standard is like, these are the cards they have to play around because they can win the game. Because there are more direct win conditions within startup. It's like, okay, now you have to understand punitive counterstrike is a thing. You plan to build a deck using the cards from the quiz? Oh, I don't think you can. It would take you a year to get a legal deck there. Because you can't be like just corp cards or whatever. But it's stuff like this. Punitive counterstrike, that's a thing. Watch out for punitive counterstrike. Or like, hey, there's a lot of cards that can score agendas from hand. Figure out how to play around these. Obviously, you would say a bit more than that, but I think that's a bigger deal. Jumping though from gateway to standard or from startup to standard, it's a lot harder because there's a lot more like niche decks that have like, okay, this is a deck that does this specifically that works with these 3 cards, and it's just a bit too much, I think. Do Ice Wall and Firewall have different card text? Oh, you're right, Plywood. You're right. It could have actually been either. If that was 1 cost or 5 cost, you're 100% correct. That question we could have just got wrong if 1 and 5 were the option, because the Firewall and Ice Wall have the exact same text. That's actually a really good point. Are there any other cards that have the exact same text? There must be, right? Hedge Fund and Sure Gamble in theory, but like, I was going to ask you how much it cost. 5. It'll be the same. Yeah, no, that's a good point. If it asks you who drew this picture, I think I could guess a bunch of them. I think there's a bunch of main artists that you'd be able to guess. Like, I think I could do all the Ligas easily. Adam Doyle's, the Matt Zellingers. I'm going to feel bad forgetting people. What's the name of the guy who did all the, like, the system gateway IDs and a bunch of the Netrunner IDs, the Corp IDs? I figure I know his art. I'm very familiar with a lot of this because, well, there's fewer of them because there's more people doing more arts when it comes to like system gateway. Gilletti, yo, Phil, what up? Quandary and Vanilla. I guess you're right. Yeah, Quandary and Vanilla do have the same text. You're right. That question wouldn't know the difference. Yeah, how's it going? I caught up on your catheter podcast. That's fun hearing Eric riled up. Oh man. Vanilla Wall is static. You're right. If anything just says end the run on it, you're right. It might be hard. That question actually, you're right, does fall apart. I think you need to do the flavor text. I don't think there's 2 cards with the same text, including flavor text. Because generally anything that doesn't have a lot of text on it has flavor text. Yeah. That respect for World's Winning Bastion? Yeah. What is that, an ice wall you advance 3 times? I just Googled World's Winning Bastion. Or not Googled, you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's a bunch of those. There's a bunch of just end the runs. That's true. There are 2 cards with the same art but different artists. Yes. Yeah, that is an error. If you don't know about this, okay, so for those who are newer to the game, and maybe you watch some of the older videos on this channel in which I'm 12 years old, but there was a whole section of time where the quality control from FFG cards was toilet. This whole like red sand cycle, even into Terminal Directive, the quality control is really bad. To date, I'm convinced that they sent the wrong PDF to get printed for red sands because there's just so many errors on cards. There's so many problems. But if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 cards. I think one's Shaper, one's neutral. What is it? Biomodel Network. And then a card from Terminal Directive. A neutral card. Oh, spoilers, don't look at this. And what is it? What are the 2 cards that are the same? I forget. It's like a net damage protection card and another net damage protection card or something. Does anybody know what this is? Maybe it'll say here. Does anybody remember what it is? There's 2 pieces of art published with the same art on it. Like, oh my God, that sucks. And then there's 2 different names on it. So I don't even know who the real artist is. I forget. FFG did say like canonically, biometric spoofing. Thank you. FFG did say canonically which card is the real card. Oh, Mobies and Data Breach. There's so many things like that. They don't actually have the same text though. So like this is from Jero Wimberly and this is from Maris, man, where does it actually say the name that I don't have to read it down here? It doesn't say the artist. Okay. Oh, it actually doesn't quote the artist here because we don't know the real artist, I guess. Or I don't know. But yeah, that's just like, what the fuck happened? Which one's framed better? I think this one's technically framed more centered, but this one just seems more interesting. I think the color on that one looks better. It's just the Shaper stuff. Anywho, Wimberly's the real artist. Oh, thank you, Zalian. So that makes sense. That's why this artist isn't quote credited here because that is not their art. And I don't even know if we ever saw what this art was meant to be, but like, that's unfortunate. Yikers. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, this card, not this card, but this card was showing up in decks that could have won Worlds. This card was actually played competitively, which is really funny. On your investigation skills. Yo, if we go back and forth enough, can corporate ask you to spot the difference in these 2 pictures? Okay. Let's build a deck though. So today we're going to play some rigshooter. We played against a deck that I think had the same idea of what we wanted to do. And so we've been talking about this a bit, that there's a bunch of Weyland cards in startup that want to trash programs. And we can make them actually extremely mean. It also allows us to play one card that's really strong that nobody plays and one card that's really fun and strong that few people play. One of those is Corporate Troubleshooter. Corporate Troubleshooter, which just came back. My favorite art is Door to Door and Broad Daylight. Broad Daylight's so rude. They're both rude cards. Broad Daylight's like really off-putting in terms of art. So this card actually used to exist back in the day, and it had slightly different text. It was labeled a connection, which became a runner subtype. This is the only connection corp card, and there's actually reasons why that's a problem. But it's a card that lets you spend X credits, trash this, and then all ice on that server for the remainder of the turn gets additional strength, which is a really big deal because runners might not expect it. They're running a remote server that has a scary killer, a scary sentry on it, and then you say like, here's 4 credits, and then suddenly the sentry connects. It's fantastic. Also, on the winning turn, this is really strong. Suddenly your ice gets really big. And you have that for the whole turn, so they can defend itself really well. On top of that, the other card we want to play is Ganked, and Ganked is really fun. Yeah, Philip, and end of turn is so generous. Like you could just pop that and then it's like secure for such a long time. Ganked, on the other hand, is also like a really big deal because it forces you to re-encounter an ice. So if you're playing really mean ice, and this also is like a really good counter to some of the good text to deal with really mean ice. A lot of people are dealing with some of the meanest ice in the game by playing cards like Boomerang and cards like Botulus that allow you to deal with the ice once, and then after that's a problem, right? Like if someone boomerangs through an archer and they think maybe archer's not the best example, but they boomerang through something that trashes programs and they feel really smart about it, and then they hit Ganked, then suddenly they don't have the boomerang anymore. And the same goes for Botulus tokens. So this is also like a really nice way that will get into your remote server or your central server, but it will offshore, or it'll still hurt them, which is really great. I love Troubleshooter, but the landed Botulus, Boomerang, and Tranquilizer, I worry that won't carry its weight. That's why we have Ganked. On top of that, I think we do play Magnet. And that's fantastic. And another really good thing about Corporate Troubleshooter is that the ice retains its strength for the whole turn. So if you do boost the ice strength and then they get ganked back into it, it's still going to be a boost to ice, which is fantastic. Both Brain Trust and Project... Alvin says both Brain Trust and Project Yagi-Uda have no text. Yeah, I know. I think the back of the sync ID also is blank. But I don't know. Jury's still out. Ganked Ansel, yeah, Sads. Ganked Ansel is actually really good. Ansel's a nice card with this because this lets you reinstall all your trashable upgrades when it comes to things like Troubleshooter and it comes to things like Ganked as well. So it's nice. This is really good. It's also really good when they click through this, right? Gank and Flatline have played right. Yeah, I think actually I have a deck. Oh, I closed in Checky.net. I have a deck that I net decked from Startup, and it's actually one of my favorite decks to play in Startup. Why reinstall things not ganked? You turn the remote into all ganks. And I think the deck that I really like playing in, and I think we played this recently on the channel, was an HB Precision Design deck. Yeah, that I forget whose this is because it's not attributed, unfortunately. But I pulled this off. You can find it on Netrunnerdb. I think I made some changes, but I love this deck. It has like a tier in it. It has some big onsels, and then it's just running Automatic Void and ganked, and it's just good. It's just good. It's just good stuff on top of good stuff, and then the spicy ganks, and then Automatic Void obviously is a good card. So we want to put all that together. We're going to be running Trebuchets, which I forgot was in Startup. That's a really rude card, and hopefully we don't care about bad publicity. Hopefully we don't care. I don't know. So I think we're going to play Weyland because one of the best programs, destroyer programs within the format is Archer. So we definitely want to play that. The question is which of the three, well, technically two, which of the two Weyland identities do we want to play? Well, I'm not going to play Because We Build It, or sorry, I'm not going to play Building a Better World because fuck that. Excuse me. Should have sworn. And so it's between Build to Last and Earth Station. And I kind of value Build to Last. I like just jamming. I like the smaller deck. I think Earth Station is a bit fiddly. There's a couple things going on, and I don't think we really care about the Glacier much, like the hard remote. I think we're just gonna do Build to Last. Yeah, I've been liking Build to Last too. I just like it works. There's a lot of times where it just like is better than you think it should be. So let's do that. So I'm going to go here quickly to collection. We're going to hit that startup button. We're going to go to legality, and we're going to hit that to none. I think that's what we need to do. Casual play. And now we'll see all the cards. And so one of the first things that's nice to do with your deck, there's a lot of different ways to start deck building. Our deck is not going to be built around the agendas. It's not. It's going to be built around the way that we're trying to keep the game closed, like the way that we're going to try and hurt somebody, right? Trash their programs. So we technically don't need to draft our agendas first. A lot of times when I'm building a deck, I do like to draft the agendas first because it's important to understand what agendas you're playing. And I feel like in this deck, we probably just want to play some of the nice, like aggressive agendas. Like I don't mind Oaktown Renovation. It's very good in terms of tempo. It allows us to aggressively res some of the bigger ice we might be playing, things like Trebuchet, and it's just good. Of course, when it comes down to cutting cards, I'll regret BTL. Yeah, I know. Ganked it to 3 advanced ice is spicy. I don't want to advance ice, but yeah, I hear you, Hector. It can get really rude. We definitely want to play 3 hostile, or probably want to play 3 hostile because we like Archer. We'll play 3 Oak Downs. We play Above the Law and 3 Atlas. And now we're at 17, so we have to play 1 more agenda. There's a big chance that SDS drone deployment actually makes sense in our deck. What's the chance that that actually makes sense in our deck? I think pretty high. So we can end up cutting 1 of each, I think, and then play 2 of these. Is that how the math works out? Yeah. And in theory, we could cut a hostile. Send a message to Ganked is a fun combo. Oh, only if they hit it in the right order. But yeah, oh my god, that could be disgusting. And send a message is actually really nice with Archer. What about if we just do fewer agendas? We just do hostile, send a message. Yeah, okay. What about if we do that? We do this, and then we play 3 and then 2 send a message. Like that's an agenda suite. We could pocket punitive if we really want to. Yeah, maybe we try this. Maybe we try this. I don't mind the other version because it's a bit more jammy. Standoffs, unfortunately, isn't in standard, but standoffs would be a good thing for the deck. Neutrally, like, there's no real 5/3s we want to play besides send a message. It's the only neutral 5/3. I don't think we want to play the 4/3. So this is probably good enough. This is probably good enough. We could also do the small agendas. I think the small agendas are fine, but SDS drone deployment just lines up so well with what we're trying to do. And now that's the beautiful thing about playing in startup. There's like so few cards that you can choose from. I don't know where's the best place to put my face. I think up there is actually better. That we can just go through everything and see what we want to play. So I'm just showing all the Weyland and all the neutral. And then from there, we'll get wider and wider and figure out how to spend our influence. We want a lot of money to troubleshoot. So having a lot of money to punitive is a good backup. Yeah, no, it is. That is a good enough backup. For a remote server, I don't mind Regolith. I think Regolith is pretty fine. It forces early aggression. It gets economy on the table. I honestly like this card a bit more. I kind of don't want to play wall to wall. We'll see how much advanceable ice we have. But I don't think we're going to entirely rely on advanceable ice. So we'll see if we need this. I don't want a pad campaign. I don't want a clearinghouse, even though clearinghouse isn't the worst. So we can come back here. But I kind of like the Regolith. It's something to put in the remote to make money. And I'm okay with that. Ice. Okay. So let's talk about the ice that can hurt the runner. Winchester. Yeah, I've almost never played this ice, so we're going to play 1 of. It can technically trash stuff. Good enough for me. White space, Trebuchet. This is sick. We want Trebuchets. Trebuchets are really good. It's a really good gank target. The bad publicity could be a problem, but we're not going to be taking on too much bad publicity, so we'll do the 2 Trebuchets. We could do more. And in terms of other things that can hurt the runner, it's also worth noting that if you trash programs, you still want good end the runs. So things like Palisade make sense. We do want that. Corporate Troubleshooter, we don't want to net damage. It's so hard for that to line up to be good. I want to just trash programs that keep them out. Afshar is just a good piece of ice. You definitely want to play an Afshar. If you draw, it's amazing. Put on HQ. A cat's pretty good. Archer is definitely playable. We'll play 2 Archers. Hopefully that lines up well with our 3 hostiles. Ballista, I guess we'd play it. I'm excited for us to get to the end of the deck and find that we can't trigger Built to Last at all. Well, we just triggered off agendas, but you're right. We're not going to be triggering it a lot. We're going to be triggering it very little. That's actually a really good reason why we want to play a different identity or specifically play smaller agendas. I forgot about that. Trace Ice is bad when making so much bad pub. Yeah, Rogue Agent, it technically is bad. But like, we're not going to be giving them more than 2 bad publicity, maybe 3 bad publicity in the game. And even then, right? Like, they still have to deal with this ice. Right? Like, yeah, maybe they only pay 3 for this trace, but it's going to be a problem for them. You like Colossus over Ballista? I think I might agree with you. This is nice though. That's a sentry that does end the run, which is valuable if we end up hitting the killer, right? Like that's good. Let's talk about the other cards we want to play. We want to play Ganked. It's only 2 influence. We can play 2 or 3. Let's play 3. And then on top of that, we can play Corporate Troubleshooter. We have a lot of influence to work with, so we'll see. I would drop Winchester due to bad pub though. Oh yeah, you're right. Winchester low traces are really bad with bad publicity. No, that is a very good point. I thought you were just talking about the Trebuchet. You're right. This trace 3 is terrible with bad publicity. No, I'll cut that. No, that's a good point. Is Colossus better than Ballista? Porque no le dos? I speak Spanish. And then from this point on, we want to just get some nice end the runs across all different types of ice. Just so if we ever target one type of breaker, we'll be able to get all types of breakers out. So what else we got? Do you like reverse accounts? Diogene, say reverse accounts. Diogene always says reverse accounts. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we could. We'll see. I'm not excited to add it to the deck, but it's a possibility. Trebuchet doesn't have a trace for the scarier sub, so it's okay. Yeah, no, Trebuchet, if it only had one sub, it'd still be playable. The second sub is nice, though, but it's not necessary for the card to be good. Okay, let's get some code gates in here. We have access to Hordem, and Hordem is honestly pretty good because it does let us deal with the AI if they do sneak an AI out and we can't trash it. That's okay. I'm not excited to triple advance this. Otherwise, Enigma is good enough. I don't know if there's any other code gates we're really excited for. Engram flushes are like kind of nice sometimes. That could be good enough. We'll see. That could get cut easily. Otherwise, in terms of barriers, we have a lot of options. A Ket is good if we want to advance it, but I don't want to advance this. I'm not excited to advance this thing, but it's an option. We have access to Ice Wall. No. Palisade, honestly, not the worst. I feel like Palisade is very comparable in faction to Sandstone. Sandstone, they obviously can wear it down, but our Ice is actually pretty difficult. We don't have a good reason to purge in the deck. It's not like we have Cyberdeck's Fire Sweep, but they're comparable. Oh, Magnets. Yeah, we want to do Magnets. I think we do Magnets over Engram. Yeah, Magnets seems nice for this list. But we do need some barriers in here, so we'll put in the barriers that we have access to. Am I just doing... Are we just doing... Palisades? Am I just doing Palisades? If Andre doesn't run AI hate, you'll sleep with my admin Zaya. Yeah, we have a bit. We have a bit. It's honestly, AI hate might be like, it might be fine just to run a swordsman. I just don't know how much AI there is, or a wraparound. Well, wraparound seems okay. Wraparound seems fine. Corporate Troubleshooter, wreck admin. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not actually worried about admin. We have to Corporate Troubleshooter. Admin's gonna get wrecked. Yeah, I'm not sure that we need that. A Ket is like okay. Right? Like, okay, people play Cleaver, they break a Ket for 1. So you have to triple advance it. So not amazing. If you triple advance it, which we don't have any advancement support, it gets better. Now it does have a face check, but compare that to Palisade. Like if people are getting through this with Cleaver, it costs them 3 credits. It's like so much better. I'm a big fan of this. Have we seen Atman lately? No, I haven't, but I know Sengren has their Zaya Atman deck and it's pretty fun. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a Ket unless you triple advance it or plan to. So Palisade is fine. We have 6, we have 11 to 13 ice. We probably can play 1 more. Maybe we have to cut a Hordem for a magnet. I don't know. Yeah, we probably do cut 1. And then we just play 1. Hagen? Hagen's a lot of influence. It's like 3 influence, isn't it? Yeah. Ferris is really good in format. I think Ferris is terrible in the format. I'm not excited to res this for 7. Boosting the strength of this doesn't matter. It breaks not that much more than a Palisade. Like, I don't get this. Unless you're triple advancing it, and even then. Like, everyone has Boomerang, a Botulus, or a Tranquilizer. Like, resing 7 for an ice, I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, we'd play wall to wall if we're playing a Ket, that's for sure. You're gonna build to last? Yo, Rob, what's up? I know, we're not gonna trigger it a lot. Wraparound, yeah, we think about wraparound, but I feel like we might be good enough for Corporate Troubleshooter. Retribution of Rigshooter, we need tag support for that, though. Like, it's a lot to ask. It is a lot to ask for. We'll do 3 hedge funds, 3 subsidies. We can go back to the ice. We're not done here. I've been okay. Yo, what's up, Alec, with Ake? But yeah, it's not doing anything well for me. Yeah, it's not bad. We can do a subliminal, that's for sure. We could probably put 2 punitives in there. It's a bit cheeky. 2 punitives is not enough. Like, you generally want 3 for it to be consistent. Are we aiming for Sentry Breakers? We're gonna shoot whatever we can. Like, you don't have the choice often. Upgrades, we have Kayambe Grid. It's okay. Malapert, Data Vaults. Honestly, not amazing. Reduce Service. Oh, that's a card. I do like Charisma a bit. Our economy in here, how good is it? Trojan Horse? We can't. It's startup jogging. We can't do outfit either. How's it going? We should do Spin Doctor. There's no reason not to do Spin Doctor. What does this draw like? I feel like we need more money. What is everyone scared of? I'm not sure. Sometimes Mayfly, sometimes Atman, but there's not that many options. I think it's Mayfly, Atman, and I think I'm forgetting one. Opening hand, playable. Do you advanceable want assets for the ID? I think we could. Like, we're not using the ID very well. So, like, I think, like, having something like reversed accounts, just something to jam their mode is fine. Like, it's okay. I'm not excited about this. I think this is better than, what's it called? The Clearinghouse, though. Like, that's a good hand. This deck looks a bit poor. Yeah, it kind of does look a bit poor. Like, we need more money in it. Regolith is more money than it looks like. But, like, what money can we put into it? Now we've spent all our influence. Right? Like, what money can we do? We have subsidies, we have hedge funds, we have a single subliminal, not amazing. We have regolith. I think we do need more barriers though. I think I'll drop this. I'm not going to advance it. It seems to do the same thing as the Ballista. We have enough bad pub that it wouldn't hate a Roughneck. Oh man, I don't love Roughneck. Sitting back and doing Roughneck seems terrible. I don't want to spend my whole turn doing that. I can try it, but I don't know. We'll see. See what it draws like. Extra regolith I think I like better. Let's see what it draws like right now. I think we should have 2 more barriers in here, or at least 1 more barrier. So let's do, I don't want to do a Pharaohs. Pharaohs seems like way too expensive. Oh, aim for the killer and run Rototurret. Ooh, Rototurret I kind of like. But Rototurret is just like Ballista, right? But you don't get both. I've been playing Zan's List and we run Roughneck. I'll try it. I'm not that excited for it. HP campaigns, we could do it. I'm not too stoked about it. I feel like I'd rather just like, oh, we don't have influence. But if we make influence, like play something like, I don't know, the 3 credit, 3 draw. Corset ID is better for money. It's not that much better for money. We only have 6 transactions. And the 40 card deck also helps. 3x sprint. Oh, we have all the influence though. I think Aket's fine. I'm not excited about Aket. I think Aket's okay. I've just never been pumped for Aket. We're punitive though. Sit back, force running to challenge centers or attack them through remote. Roughneck seems fine with all the 6 bad people. But yeah, no, maybe we're right. Maybe this is like a meaner deck. I think I was building like a faster one where we play with more small agendas. Let's see what the draw likes. Zan's List is clearinghouse and not punitive. Okay. So this hand's good, right? Like, oh, I don't want to Palisade HQ ever. What ice do we put on HQ? We don't have like taxing ice, right? It's just like ice that hits like a truck. We don't have anything that's like particularly taxing. Hordem is a new core. Yeah, it is. It is. We have it. But I don't want to advance it. I don't think the format really supports a Tempo E Corp. I don't know. I feel like built the last Ken Tempo out, especially if you're in Trickle Light. I think you can. So like, unfortunately, with Palisade HQ, we do hedge fund. Hedge fund. Ugh. Okay, I'm not excited to draw Palisade here. That's for sure. Palisade remote, install, advance. Okay, not amazing. Not amazing. What's like taxing mid-range ice? Like, do we just have to splash always? Do we always just have to splash Drafter with Ganked? Yeah, on sell, honestly. I think we'd go there sooner. Do we have to splash Engram Flesh? Get rid of reverse for sprint? I don't know. Sprint is really good with punitive. That is true. Like, do we always just play Engrams in every deck? Like, we could do this. We could drop a Chrysium. Like, that's a list. We have 15 ice. That's a lot of ice for 40 card deck. Should we be on the yellow barrier? It's like 3 influence, though. And I don't love it in a deck that wants to trash programs because they can always go through it. They can always pay 6 to go through this. I don't think it's worth the money for us. I don't know why everyone loves this card. Like, I get it in GameNet, but like outside of GameNet, it's not like what? There's a lot of breakers that break this for 3. It dies to chisel. Like, break this for 3, that's Palisade. I don't understand why people love this breaker so much. I don't get it. Aket Horde and Ballista is the closest thing to mid-range ice and startup. Yeah, right? Engram Flush. That's good mid-range. Okay, that hand is garbage. We'd mulligan that. Man, we keep drawing those Palisades. So we could open a Subliminal. We could do Palisade, and I think we'd leave R&D open and we'd Palisade the remote. The next turn we would do this, install advance. If they dive it, that's fine. We probably lose that. This looks mediocre. Reverse, I think we're playing jogging because it's good. I'll drop 1 Spin Doctor for a sprint and see how we feel about that. We'll try that. Gold Farm also costs 2, even if you're using Botchless Boomerang. Yeah, I know, but like, is that amazing? Is that amazing? I don't think it's 3 influence amazing. Especially in a faction that does have barriers that are like not terrible. Right? The ETRs across all your types. Rigshooter seems like worth some influence in slots. I'm not sure I follow Rob. I think that's what we're trying though, right? God, Engram Flesh. Engram Flesh is very good. Okay, what about if we do drop and put Sandstones in? Ugh. Maybe Sandstone is better than Palisade. I don't want to purge though. I don't think we're ever going to find time to purge. This is a better hand. This is such a good hand, right? Like we Afshar HQ. Oh, we Aket R&D hedge fund. From here we score out that. Then from there we can do Magnet. We probably want to draw for another ice. I like the ice. Oh, that's a good server. Depending if we're in criminal, we'd put this on the inside. We could do this. We could government subsidy out. Then we could either jam. I think we just jam the regolith and hit the regolith button. I think it's okay. Only 2 punitive, no archived. Yeah. I think punitive is a minor win condition. There's a chance that this is worth more slots and it's a better win condition. But like the majority of what we want to do to this deck is Corporate Troubleshooter ganked. Solving problems. So I honestly don't know. I think we're like the punitive counterstrike is probably worth another third punitive just to make it a bit more reliable, but I don't know how strong our money is. It's probably good though. Sandstone, the card's great, only if we purge. I don't think we're ever going to purge. I'll try this. We'll try this and we'll see how bad it is. Okay, I just need to get this loaded into, we'll make changes. We started early. We have a couple hours to figure this out. I'm just going to add this to, what's it called? To Keyhole. So if you just hold on a second on Twitch, you'll be able to see the full deck list and you can hover over any cards and figure out whatever you want. Sandstone 3x. I don't want to do 3x Sandstone. I would play Sandstone 3x if we were rushier and if we played Cyberdex Fire Suite or Sandbox, excuse me. Okay, my decks. Let's get this into JNet. Let's go. I wonder where we're weak to. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. New corp deck. I wonder if we're just better playing a different identity. I don't want to. Our ability is not going to fire a lot. That is totally true. Let's see. CVS's new core? No, it's not. We can't play it. We could play Cyberdex Sandbox though, which is in startup. Could do as CVS 2x a lot of viruses right now. No, yeah, it's not in the format. Sandbox is the 4-2 agenda. There's no virus tech. I don't think there's any specific virus tech in startup besides Sandbox. Sandstone is good because if they're just smashing into the lower strength, they're still spending clicks. No, I know, but they don't smash through it to get lower strength. The idea is like throughout a game, it will become lower strength to the point they break it for a single credit. And at that point, like we're never going to purge for value, right? And also, like, we're not that worried about a lot of viruses, right? Like, there's no Amakua. Amon is fine. We can deal with Leech with Corporate Troubleshooter, hopefully. We have Magnet for Botulus. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I don't think we're that worried. But yeah, no, Sandstone, you're right. Like, bumping into Sandstone is fine. It's like the worst turning wheel trigger. Okay, Tau. Oh, Tau's going to be a problem. HQ pressure could be strong. Our ice positionality could be goofed up. So we're only going to install our good ice because if they ever move our archer to something else, it's going to be a problem. Okay. Thanks, you too. We do have to respect conduit. That's a thing we have to worry about. We do have the archer. We do have the Ket. I don't want to ice up HQ though because we're going to put our meanest ice on HQ. I think we just jam for remote as soon as we can. We'll subliminal. We're weak to the deck list of the week, I think. To some extent, yeah. To some extent we are. Ganked gets a bit better. If we trash your breakers, they have to push them back into their deck. So I don't think it's terrible, but I know what you mean. I think we do have to put something on R&D so we just don't get slammed with conduit. That's probably good enough. Emergency shutdown could be a problem too if we ever end up resing an archer. Daily cast first click. That's a bit of a bummer. That stops them from doing just about anything else on the turn. You generally want to do that last click. Daijin, what do you mean 2 towers? Like the R&D server 1, 2 towers? Because yes, that's what's going to happen. That's generally what happens. Ooh, we got a free subliminal. Honestly, if they steal this, it's fine. Because we can free res an archer, and there's no good place to put the archer. And advancing this is technically fine too, because we don't lose any credits on it. Yeah, 2 towers is a good way of calling it. Yeah, that's generally what happens anytime you play against Tau, is you just 2 towers them. You never ice HQ, you never ice archives. It's a waste of time. And then they put your good ice on archives. That was like so bad for you. Getting a free archer would be really nice. Earthrise, okay, slow. Oh man, we're getting subliminal every turn. Wow, opening with this, so good. I think we're just gonna do credit here. They're gonna be on 4 credits, 5 credits after the Rozeki. They might do some tricks here. Like they could, in theory, you know, like smash R&D, steal an agenda, put the cat on the remote server, but they don't know this ice. A forged on Archer would be disastrous. Our first accounts are clearinghouse. I don't know if they're scared about it. If it was clearinghouse, we would have hit it one more time, I reckon. And unfortunately, we have to res our ice first. We have to do our win scored abilities before the runner because it's our turn. So all our abilities take priority. So we're going to have to res the ice. They'll know where it is and then they can move it. This is the time where you have to use Ballista to just end the run. Oh man, feels so terrible. Funny enough, here it would be better if we were it'd be better if we were a rototurret. By the way, finished the Weyland vid this morning. They've loved the series, especially as someone extremely new to Netrunner. Oh, cheers! Can't wait to see what's potentially next. Yeah, we gotta give it a good thought. I think we have some good ideas, but I'm excited. Those take a long time to put together. I think we can do something that's not as hard. Hopefully. Okay. Well, we'll score this out. Our money has fallen apart. But hey, free Archer seems good. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to jam here, which is a problem. And I don't want to sprint last click. So they did not move anything. So if we advance the Yaquette, it gives them information of what this is or what this isn't. I still think we advance it. And next turn we can sprint into jam an agenda. We'll advance it anyways. Triple advancing Yaquette is fine. It's actually one of the ice you want to triple advance. I don't think we're going to have to triple advance a Hordem in this matchup. Earthrise, they're going through their deck. Again, we have to actually score out. Oh no, we have hostiles. We don't have to score out that many agendas. We don't have to score out 3 3-pointers like some of the punitive lists do. But their late game economy is going to be rough. I'm interested to see what killer they are going to need because Shaper generally doesn't have a killer. Unity, it's a bit slow. Simulchip, that's really strong against us. That's really strong against us. Oh, sick. Do we hit them with the reverse or do we just sprint? I think we sprint and see what we can get. Add 2 cards. Okay. 2 cards. So I think we just do Ganked with SDS. Oh, it's, yeah, if they hit them in the right order, but we have to advance the card, so it's a bit awkward here. We don't want this, I don't think. They're getting so much value. We spend our whole turn gaining 6. They gain like 3, draw a card, whole turn of Procos. Like it's just not a winning fight. All right. We do not have punitive money, that's for sure. And even cards like this, like sometimes you have to respect it. It looks a lot of times like a, you know, like it could be an Anoetic, it could be a Mana Garm, and oh my god, the server seems good. In the groove, whoa! Pantograph? Draw a card? This can't be better than Proco. They're building. SMC? Damn, they're going. Subliminal has given us so much money. It's the best econ card in our deck. So they can SMC through this, and if they steal the SDS drone deployment, I think it's fine for us. I think we just click for credit here. Also went to res ice. Oh, I think for me, the biggest new player hurdle is knowing what turns should look like. That movement from individual clicks into full actions. And on the corp side, being less scared of jamming agendas to the point the runner's just crashing in for nothing every turn. Hi for Diesel. Yeah, and went to res ice. Alec, I think those are really good points that need to be talked about for sure. It's definitely a bit intimidating. I know this is the best tip that I always say to all players is when your turn starts, plan your turn. Like it's so important. And I know that can be intimidating, but that stops just like the minor, like unfortunate nature of things like, oh, I'm going to install an ice, then draw. Like just try and figure out what you want to do for your whole turn. I know that can be hard. But on top of that, yes, I think that needs to be talked about. Don't be afraid. I like your vid on Weyland for Gateway. Why? Because I shat on advanceable ice. The whole series slaps. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad to hear that. I really appreciate that. So if he reses, we go down to 5 credits. It might give us a credit and an advancement. Is it worth resing? They have no clicks left, and we don't have that many agendas in the deck. I think we'll res it because if they pull out their fractor, we can kill it. Oh, thanks, Alec. But now they have full information. So we definitely want to triple advance this because like this is the point where they like self-modifying code out for a conduit or something awful. So like we need to patch R&D before they can, because this is not like good information. We also gave them information, so they probably want to put this on the remote server, but I think they just want to like tunnel R&D. Now do it for standard. Oh my God. Full-time job. I didn't even realize the connection to Weyland ICE and Wonders of the World. Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's been going on for a while though, so it's easier for I think players have been playing for a bit. I really like to see one for system update. I don't think I can do one to the same thoroughness, but I think it's interesting to talk about. So they break all of it, the access, since that's what Nisei says in the next logical step. It is. It definitely is. I think that's the next thing you should pick up if you're picking up stuff. Okay, so this is going to be most of our money, which is a problem. We did draw the roughneck and they didn't trash it. If we trash this, we hit the corroder, which means they have to simul-chip it. I think we're just going to go for it, and then we just win off of top decking a hostile. We're on game point. They can move our ice around. I don't think they will. Now, if their simul-chip pressures between pulling out the corroder and pulling out a conduit, they also can corroder right now, because if they don't corroder right now, they have to trash something to use them to pull out with their simul-chip. There you go. That's how we could lose. Yes, this is something that we probably need to respect a bit more, because we're going to lose to this for sure. We also don't have a shuffle effect in hand, so if they R&D lock us, we are R&D locked. We can't shuffle the deck. We don't have a sprint in hand. So if we don't draw a hostile, we're not going to win. Like, this is actually probably a really bad play. We should have respected that and just iced this up. I have regrets. And then Ganked really doesn't do anything to Anaket. I jumped into the format, picking up the whole startup format. Oh, sick. Since there's not a lot of SG plus SU21 KISS listed. Oh, no, I think that's good. I think that'll work out well for you. They are running out of money, though. They get one free run every turn. Time to advance the Aket and go to 0. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think we would actually advance this. It's better than putting a Trebuchet on there, because then this gives us money. Maybe this is when we purge, huh? We don't purge here. You don't purge here. I think we just triple advance this. I think we do advance, and we put the roughneck in the remote. Because funny enough, if you put a hostile in the remote, if we had it in hand, we can actually click for credit advance score. Okay, so a huge jump in strength. So now it's actually 4 credits and we get a credit. God reverse is so good. It can be good. It's not always good. A lot of times if you can, you'd rather jam an agenda. Like that's the thing with reversed. It can be good, but it's not always good. All right, double daily. Since I live and die in our Lord Savior Lacosta. Okay, well yeah, that colors it a bit. Okay, that's sick. We have double punitive. We're just gonna hit this button and then we can purge next turn. Actually, we probably would want to put a Trebuchet on before we purge. Again, we have a very small agenda density. There's 3 1-2s, 3 more 5-3s. So they have to steal a fair bit of our deck. And they have no way to pull out a way to deal with the Trebuchet just yet. All right. I think we actually purge. So gain credit, put an advancement on a card. In theory, we should put it on a different card, right? Actually, no, this looks like Tricholite. So they're seeing, I think, 2 new cards here because they haven't run in a bit. I want to figure out how to neurospec runners. I love this sort of alt win cons. I think they're really good. I've been having so much fun just playing System Gateway with neurospec. You just install double advance anything. You should put Ganked on it to confuse them. Hit the cat. That's 2 credits. Let's go. Yeah, but I don't know. It's going to take us a while to win the game. Oh, sorry. I should have moved this a while ago. Because we don't have access to an agenda, and any shuffle effect, they'll trash if they hit a spin doctor. I think we can hold 1 turn. We'll purge next turn. And this is where, like, if you draw into Corporate Troubleshooter and you just have enough money, you can, like, lock the remote really hard. But we have no shuffle effect, so we have to just, like, mass draw. And 16 credits. Haven't shown a killer just yet. With this, I think we don't trash the Crota, we trash the conduit. Because that saves us from purging if this does fire. But they're definitely going to go find their Bagalter or whatever their killer is. Maybe Carmen. I think it's Bagalter. It's the same influence, right? Another DCMZ, another Rozeki. Greedy. But they need to keep the money up. They know we're in double puny. And they just ran to turn off our subliminal, which is actually quite nice on a turn we're going to purge. Palisade, you seem less good. Okay. So now we can start drawing. Oh, here we go. We're going to be up here. Don't play more resources. Beginning a turn, gains 7. Sick. Whoa. Don't mind if I do. Oh, thank you, Macaroni. I definitely did play a lot of Neurospike on one of the streams and had a good time doing it. So this is the one, you're right. They can trace through this. But if we trash the Crota, what does it matter? So now they probably have 2 more simul chips. We'll probably see the simul chip come down here. But I don't know how they cheaply deal with this. Like, this is good ice. Man, Trebuchet needs to see more play. There you go. We're sentry.deck. Yeah, largely. Yeah, there you go. Sentry immediately pulling the Croter. I don't know why you need to do that. I guess it stops you from trashing another thing, but there's no arc lockdown in the format. I don't think you have to do that right away. I think you can just trade Rozeki whenever you want. Ganked on R&D? I don't know. They have 21 credits. I don't think a Ganked is going to do much. Regolith. Is that better than Roughneck? No, because we can lose the bad publicity. Oh, that feels good. Yes. Let's go. And this is, by the way, it's not a gank. This is reversed accounts. This feels all right. I like this one. Yeah, Changeling. Yeah, now we lose that. I think eventually, once we get our money up, we do just jam the reversed accounts in the remote server because they'll probably run it. And like it might be difficult for them. Yeah, we did the Roughneck combo. There you go. This is Bagalter. Okay. So how expensive is it? 6 strength. So 5, 6, 7. So they pay 5 on this. It's actually really expensive to run this server. I think we do jam the reversed accounts. And I honestly don't even know if they're seeing new cards here. That's 5 credits after refund. 6, 7, 8, 9 credits for a single run. And obviously it's conduit. This is how they win if they win at all. Like that seems their win condition. But at this point, we just jam reversed. But yeah, the conduit's going to be a problem. This is good, smart, because they are R&D locking us. Telework, okay. Hornum. Go. 11 credits next time his turn to conduit slows them down. Yeah, they can't do it twice because then the Bagalter doesn't refund. So it's really, really expensive. I wonder if they go for it. Like, I don't know if they think we had an agenda in hand the whole time. There's a chance. But man, if they hit this, then they have to do the Archer twice. Like, that's like what? 5 credits, 6, 7, 8, 9 credits. They have to do 9 credits twice. Oh man, Ganked is so, yes! This is not going to destroy them, but this is going to be really expensive. Sick. And now this is actually, stacking sentries is really good against Bagalter. Reversed accounts, trash that for 3. Ganked. Archer. Go. So Ganked, basically when they access it, they hit another ice. Yeah, that's a mean one. So now they hit the Archer. I don't know if it tells them to do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be 6. Sorry, 5 for strength, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they overpaid. 4, 5 for strength. Oh no, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, we did it. Huge swing. And now I think we actually draw an unknown card. Get bodied. It didn't hit him that hard. Like it was a lot of money. Just in time. So if we top like a hostile here, we could win. Oh, Spin Doctor, sick. Oh, it's a drone deployment. Okay, at least we have the credit lead. So if they do steal the drone deployment, it's like not the end of the world. I think we want to draw once more. From here, I think we actually pop the Spin Doctor and then put a Regolith in the remote server so they run. So what do we want back in our deck? I think we definitely want a Ganked back in our deck because that's the most fun card. And I think we just put a reverse back in the deck. Do we put, no, we put this in the remote. Archer, Magnet doesn't seem to be impactful in this matchup. In punitive range, yeah, they're technically in punitive range. If the conduit, they're definitely in punitive range. So their money did dry up a bit, but they are gaining like 3 cards at the top of every turn and then another 3 off telework and Puemo value. So not entirely. They also get a credit if they steal an agenda, so it's going to be a bit tricky. This also seems like a deck that might play. No, it's not true. They have all the MU. I don't think they're going to play extra hand size. Another telework. Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. So we top deck the 1-2. Oh no, but we do get this. Okay. So we will play government subsidy, put this on R&D. Stacking sentries is so important against Bugalter. And I think we don't hit this. We leave this. We could have actually popped this, but then they know what it is. I'd rather them fear this and play around that it's something else. Like if they have to worry that this is a government. But oh my God, imagine like this is the time exactly where if you draw imagine we had a troubleshooter and they run this and we spend all our money, we wipe their whole rig. Like you troubleshooter into the archer, you trash the Bugalter, then you trash something else. Like, oh my God, troubleshooter would be such a good draw here. Throw the next advancement Arquette on it, on this? Yeah, we would. Arquette doesn't carry, does it? They only have 12 cards left. We've seen 3 simul chips. Okay, so any trash here is actually like really important. We probably, yeah, we'll res it here. Have a bad pub. Oh, on the acid? Oh yeah, that's a huge sweat. No, this is only ice though. Oh, it's not. Whoa. So that bad publicity is pretty good for them. But again, this is 5 credits. This is so expensive. Oh my God, is this expensive? It's 5 for this, 7 for this, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 credits, and we make 1. It's a 17 credit swing. Admittedly, we did res for 7, so. But they're going for it, and I think it's the right thing. If we top deck a hostile, they lose. They know it. Sick. So they're axing with 7. I don't think we have punitive. 2 cards. Damn it. They got 1. Okay. All right. They can swap our ice around. I think they will. I think they put a ballista on R&D. But if they hit a gank there, you know how bad that would have been for them? It would have been so bad. They hit a gank there. I don't think they could have broke a ballista. Pantograph, gain 1. So they can swap. No swap. Bummer. Engram, good and taxing. Draw. Ugh. Draw. Hedge fund, that's fine. Actually, keeping a barrier and the run for the remote is actually pretty fine if we do trash the critter. I think that was the wrong throw out. I think we throw out the Engram flush. At this point, it's not that impactful. Yeah, that was definitely a wrong discard. Maybe we just end up jamming. I think if we do draw a troubleshooter, we do jam the drone deployment. What's the special St. John holiday theme tonight? Yo, Pat, how's it going, man? How's your holiday been? Not too much. We're troubleshooting. Go on HQ here. Punitive, no surprise. They have 16 credits with bad publicity. So this actually is safe steal. Shit. Oh, that's huge. Now they're on game point. We could easily lose this. I think we are top decking a fresh card here. So we have a 1 in 9 of getting a hostile. They have to trash something. So they're going to trash a Rizeki. No problem. No sweat. Oh, this is going to be close. I think we need more Ganked in our deck. I think Ganked is such a good card. I think the Engrams are not as good. And they got a free telework down 666. And we can't pewter them. We don't have enough money. Been good. Spend pretty much all day picnicking, frisbeeing if we're done. Oh, that sounds very pleasant. Oh, nice. Damn, we're good. All right. Good game. We did what we wanted to do. We didn't really trash that much. Oh, that was getting scary there. So they had to steal one of the, there's 2 more 3-pointers in the deck. So any access was like a 1 in 17. Oh, the meanest. Yeah, that's a fun game. I like this one a lot. I think we just want more gank. The reverse accounts were fine, but ganked is just so good on any access. Oh, they had it on R&D there. Bummer that Tau didn't really fire. Yeah, that's such a big thing. And like, you know, you can get rocked by Tau pretty hard, but like don't ice servers you don't need to. Because imagine we put something on HQ, we're like horde them on HQ, right? And then they just like, okay, well your archer's now on HQ. Like, ah, it's so bad. Yeah, it's all really hard. Trace against Begalter. Fuck. I never know how to spell this one. All right, let's make some small changes. Joe. All right, some small changes we're gonna make. What do y'all think? I think we want to put more Ganked in there. That buys us a deck slot. I think we're really lucky that we opened with the Subliminal. I don't think we need the Engram. We'll do another Ganked. It took me that you were going for the Cactus deck, but a different ID. Yes. Kind of, yeah. I think the Peanuts are right. Gank works well with Trebuchet. Troubleshooter is better with Roto Turret. The money balance? Sort of, but I think it technically works good with anything. Like, you can... They'll try and break Trebuchet, and that's when you troubleshoot them. But I see what you mean. A cat held down the fort. A cat was good. A cat was honestly fine. Yeah, a cat was good enough. We did advance a cat. How did we advance a cat? Oh, we literally advanced a cat. Yeah. We can add one more card. 4, 4, 9. So we're at 9 plus 13 ice. We could add an ice. If we could add more economy, that'd be good. I think when you hit the Spin Doctor, it was a misplay to trash this so quickly. At that point, the game, you just need to score hostile and it's helping you break R&D lock. I think you're right about Rogue. I did not value that. I did not entirely value the R&D lock shuffle. I thought they were going to run the remote server. I thought they were going to respect the hostile threat and run the remote. Third Trebuchet, I thought you might be right. But then we want to do this. If we do third Trebuchet, which I'm okay with. I think we do 2 Roughneck. Yeah, I like this. I like this. It doesn't change the deck number, right? So we can make these changes quickly. I think I just never seen Trebuchet in startup. I don't know why. Getting into Trebuchet is our goal. I hope so. So we'll do this. We'll drop Engram. We'll add a Trebuchet. We'll drop a Palisade. We probably should drop both Palisades at this point. We'll add an Aket. We'll add a Roughneck, drop a Rego. Okay. Deck is Ganked, Kayambe, Engram. Yes, Kayambe is really good. I don't think Engram is necessary by any means to Desert's deck. I think it's just a taxing and ice that's annoying on centrals. Ganking into Engram though is cute. You're right, because you have full information at that point. Sandstone? Wait, Eric says wait, what's up? Sandstone's cheap and good? Sandstone's okay. I guess we purged in that matchup. It's okay. You know what? Yeah, whatever. We'll try it. We'll try it over an Akat and see how we feel with it about it. It's the same to res, or not an Akat as the last Palisade. What if we're just clearinghouse troubleshooter and just remote lock and played R&D gods? I think that's a thing. I think that's really expensive, but yeah, I think that's like totally an option. Is just to remote lock. I feel like at that point though, you'd probably anoetic as well. Zaya, okay, okay. Hey man, thanks you too. So Zaya, we got that early Aket for R&D, Magnet for remote. We have reverse to eat a boomerang. Yeah, we'll keep this. I wish we had money though. Whatever. Yeah, I think Corporate Troubleshooter is mad underrated. Okay, that's not amazing. We actually want to block both centrals around Zaya, just for we might triple advance this, just to deal with. Oh, actually, we should advance that. Wait, shit. That's fine. Yeah, we definitely should have advanced that instead of clicking for credit because we've been closer. That's a huge mistake. Because then this would have been at 2 and then we'd actually advanced it pretty quickly. Yeah, that's my bad. That's actually like a huge loss. Yeah, sure. Would you have ran? Yeah, right? That's fine then. So they wouldn't have ran apparently if it was advanced dice. Okay. That's fine. Because if you advance it, like, you know, okay, if it's a Colossus, that's fine. They're not going to res it. Do we res Magnet here? I don't think so. We don't have that many agendas. They're not jailbreaking us. Yeah, this is fine. As soon as they like dirty laundry or like Maker's Eye, then we can consider resing or jailbreak. The single access, they get a credit, which is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. Ooh, mutual. That's another good reason to do it. Croter. Oh no. Oh no. So what do we do? Do we just push a remote? I think we just push a remote. Because what can they do when they run HQ? I'm not that worried. Legwork? There's no like econ loss. They can shut this down, I guess. Okay. If we hit the Croter, like hitting programs in this matchup is disgusting. Oh, cool. I'm not giving you card draw. I keep forgetting him. I'm interested in Rob Zaya deck. He usually runs tuned competitive decks. Yeah, Rob runs the good stuff for sure. I think you're looking for a boomerang here, an inside job. Ooh, Career for Earthrise. They're giving us this. Wow. So we can do advance, rob all their money. I think that's probably worth doing as much as it's all of our money. Yeah, this is hateful. I'm going to do this. Good job. And this is where if they play Wildcat. Yeah, okay. This is probably worse for us than them. Oh, yeah, that's such a good thing. Okay, whatever. Server 1. I don't want to jam this because we can't res the ballista, which seems really important here. Oh, same with this. Actually, undo click. We'll just take 2. Because I want to be able to res this so the ganked hits. Because they're likely to inside job or boomerang the ballista, and then you do ballista into ganked and hit the Croter. Like, that's the most important thing we can do here. I wonder if Rob's going to run Lucky Charm. Penny Shaver, that's good. Hedge fund? Oh, our life for a hedge fund there. Okay. So I wonder if they're just going to fly close to the ground. Okay, so we still have the combo. We do have Ballista into ganked if they push for it. Can't really support Anoetic. If they go here on HQ, send a message, we get a free Ballista, which is a bit of a bummer. That's a lot of money. Our life, not our kingdom? Could be either. You're right, one of them's better. There you go, we did it! We did it! That's exactly what we wanted to do. Boomerang into the Ballista, hitting the ganked. Oh, Rob. Oh, you clever devil. I did not expect that. That is how you play around ganked so well. Boomerang into inside job. Oh, Rob. God dang it. Ah, beans. That's good. It's good Netrunner. You can only trash one of these though. That's fine. Well played. Really well played there. Can't trash this though. It's one or the other. So going down to 0 credits, that makes sense. We keep the reversed. All right, undo install tip them off? Yeah, maybe. Streams type? I don't know. Rob's in chat, but I don't blame it. I think that's just the smart play. Now the problem with Boomerang is the Ballista Corporate Troubleshooter doesn't work. That's for sure. But Rob is also on 0 credits, so this reverse doesn't do anything. We have Sentry. We'll do a Code Gate. I don't know what the decoder is, and then the Boomerang's eaten up. Our money is just such a problem here. We haven't drawn a single econ card. Like, not one econ card. Ugh. Clicking for credits is so bad. Inside job, stream snipe, love the flavor. I don't think it's a stream snipe by any imagination. And now this is really awkward. Oh, that's all good. I know what the good criminal cards look like. Because Rob can't float big money unless he wants to take this down. So he's going to have to fly like pretty close to the ground. Because the reverse counts is clicking for 4 off of him. It's not needed. Dang, that's good tech. I'm into that. This is probably a mutual favorite, right? Oh, just a Rizeki. Why are we running archives? Just for Penny Shaver? Yeah, it's good. You offshore your money on Penny Shaver. I think we do put something on archives, though. Like, we've seen Dirty Laundries. I think we keep this here and make it awkward for Rob. Sprint? Yeah, okay. That's good. STS drone deployment, that's a really good reason to run Rizeki. I'd rather have that in hand than this for now. We'll shuffle away. Heck, we can shuffle away both of them. We still have enough for this? No. The above is not a confession. All right, Unity. Why is everyone playing this? Is it that good? God, Rob is making this reverse account so awkward. And this actually is a good example why playing more agendas and jamming more aggressively might be good for the deck. Not playing the 5-3 punitive last. And I think we should just cut the punitives. I don't think it's ever going to come together. That being said, Rob has to do something now because he can't run for economy. He has to take the penny shaver and install. And if he's on always low money, like we'd have to play around inside job here. Unity is pretty awkward. It comes in at 1 strength and you have to boost twice. So this is at least 3 credits to get through. Then you have to do the ballista. The corporate troubleshooter doesn't hurt that much. I think we just get the trebuchet out here. And then we jam as soon as we have something. But Rob is scared to run centrals because he doesn't have a big altar out. So if this is like one of the 3 trebuchets in the list, it's going to be a nightmare. Hostile also would be huge. Not that like Zaya would love the bad publicity, but having the archer threat always on is just going to be a nightmare for this list. Oh, that's good. We'll draw once. Okay. Are we scared about HQ pressure? To some extent, I think we are. Not really. Do we pop 4 off Rob? What option are we? Unity, or Euler, Buzzsaw, or what? Abagnale? Gordian is more influence. Abagnale's like not amazing, but it's not that much better than Unity, I don't think. I think the breakpoints on Unity are like equally awkward. Click for credit there didn't seem good. And putting this on the outside is also a bummer. I wish we had the Hordem on the outside because this deck is probably running 2 inside jobs, 3 boomerangs. Advanced ice, click for credits. Advancing ice is so expensive. It's so expensive. Oh, there you go. Okay, now he will have money for us to take away. He'll have at least 5 credits. Ugh. Save the reversed, you can get him for more later. Yeah, kind of, it's awkward. Like right now, he will always just pop the penny shaver. Like that's a problem. Like we're just not doing anything. Like we need to build the board. Like we need to draw aggressively. I'm gonna draw last click. I know that's like the worst thing you can do, but we're doing it. Magnet, is this deck on Tranquilizer? It might be. Advancing the ice tips off the runner though. Yeah, it does, but it's so expensive. Like it's a click and a credit. Like we should be advancing our board state. Getting the Arquette to be better is not what we want on this board state. Oh, that's smart. This plays so hard around the reverse accounts. And as soon as we pop it, oh my God, it's so hard around the reversed accounts. We should have popped it last turn. We definitely should have. We definitely should have. Okay, now Arch is a real problem. Under your BTL though? Yeah, but it's only the first advancement. This already has 1 advancement. So we won't get BTL credits. There you go. There's a big altar. So we still can hit him pretty good here on the remote. We'll do it. And I don't think Rob knows he has to run. But Blast doesn't get money for advancing the ice. Yeah, it doesn't. They're talking about the account on archives? Oh, instead of clicking for a credit. Yes. Yeah, we should have. I thought you meant the cat on HQ. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I forgot we had a cat there. This magnet here is not good. They have to be running. Rob's playing Maker's Eye, right? Okay, 17 credits. Cool. This is how we lose on centrals. This is just like we're not tempoing out enough. Losing bad publicity, though, is a pretty big deal. And soon we'll have a second punitive. We would have also got really good off the subliminal. Okay, we're going HQ. I'm going to gladly res a trebuchet here. It's 5 credits. Plus the Hordem. I don't know if we want to advance the Hordem. Advancing this card also gives them a lot of information. Oh, excuse me. They have to break that. Magnet. Okay, they gain 1 credit from the penny shaver, 1 for the axis. How much did that cost them? Thinking. 22 credits. Wait, this math is really difficult. Archer, we res. They have to break for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Do we corporate troubleshooter immediately? So this is 4, 7. That's 11 credits. 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't think we corporate troubleshooter here. I don't know. This seems like pretty hard math to find out what the breakpoints are. But this is going to eat a lot of Rob's money. I don't know if he can get through all of this. And we want to keep the roughneck because we just took on like 300 bad publicity. Okay. What is this trash too? I think you can recur corroder. I don't know. So this is still really awkward. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? No, you bake this for 2. He's worried that this is a ganked here. Like that's the best thing we have going is that he thinks server 1 is ganked and he has to access ganked if he goes here. So he might just bounce off of this because gank will ruin his board state. He doesn't know it's not a ganked, but if this is a ganked, he should not access. It's such a big problem because then we throw him into Archer, we hit 2 programs. Like he can't access here if he thinks it's a ganked. But yeah, there you go. So not resing this was good. And then we just recover by doing this nonsense. He's still on 15 credits? What happened? Are we throwing out the magnet? I guess so. Yeah, exactly, Thanos. Yeah, they think we are ganked. This is not the Netrunner I like, where you just like grind. This might not be worth resing. They pick this for 2 credits, 1 with bad publicity, so it's not probably worth resing. I don't think they have the MU though to do Tranquilizer, but I could be wrong. We would have seen one by now, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, SDS. Yikes. Corroder. We're far from punitive, that's for sure. This is not good. We just didn't draw fast enough. Ganked here is also pretty bad. I wonder if we should actually play what's it called? Malapert, just to get the ganks out. They seem good. Not that we're scoring agendas. I think you need to advance that Ken on HQ. Yeah, no, we do. It's a huge difference. It's such a big difference. And we definitely goofed that up. Yeah, because now he's going to go. He could actually win here. We definitely need to advance this thing. Because we're going to lose. Like, we're not doing anything. We haven't aggressively created HQ with Sprint or Spin Doctor. So this seems pretty bad for us. I think we could have played this match better, though. Now this is 2 real credits. And as soon as he steals, no, it's doesn't do anything. It's more expensive for him to trash this. That's fine. Oh, he has no corroder? Oh, he trashed his corroder? Wait, he trashed his corroder. Why do we advance this? Why did he choose to trash his corroder? What am I missing here? I didn't realize he chose to trash his corroder. I thought he trashed a Rozeki. Why? Does he have another corroder? Or he's just going to boomerang this? I think he's just going to boomerang this. Shit. And we threw out an Aket earlier. We said which was a mistake. It's a yikes for me. Yeah, I think we trebuchet R&D. And we get this into the remote. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Whoops. I don't know if he can do this remote. He's respecting the ganked a fair bit. But if we score this, like, it's obviously very good for us. And I think he has a boomerang or something to deal with this. I don't know if he's on 2 corroders. He might be. Second Crota would be a problem. And if he scores this, we get at least a free Trebuchet. Punitive will be offline, but it's better than nothing. If we see another Crota, then we'll triple advance this. It's not worth triple advancing if all he's going to do is Boomerang. And we're also weak to Inside Job, but you need... Oh, he has a second Crota. There you go. If we res the Trebuchet... He's a 9. So if he res the Trebuchet, he has a bad publicity, which is pretty good for him. He has to boost 5, 6, 7. If he pays 7 here, he has 2, which is enough to get through the magnet. I think we're going to res it. Is he respecting Corporate Troubleshooter? No, I don't think so. I think he thinks it's a ganked. That's the thing. You don't bother. You just break this. There's like no consideration. You have to break it. Resing is a bummer because we can't government subsidy, which I think we would have done. Yeah, actually, maybe that's a mistake. So he's going to be on 6 credits after this. Oh, he has so much. Oh, beans. Trash the Unity. He has 2 of each breaker. And that's the problem is now he's not worried about ganked here because he will steal the agenda before the ganked. So he might run this. He might run this. And then we have to Corporate Troubleshooter him immediately on the Archer. Getting us to the second advancement would be a big deal because Corporate Troubleshooter only works 1 turn. So if we can hold out 1 turn, then we have to score this and then jam this. Getting a code gate here would be good. We do have an Afshar, so we could do Afshar HQ advance. Subsidy. Man, this is a scrappy game. The problem is if we like take too many cards out of our hand, it's going to be a problem. We definitely advanced this once. I think we just do draw subsidy and hope for the cards, the heart of the cards. Yeah. Because we need money for the Troubleshooter. And if he runs HQ, like he has a chance of ganking into Trebuchet, which would be really bad. I don't think you have the money to be installing After. No, I don't really think we do. We can always trash the Yakat, but you know, we need the money for the Troubleshooter for sure. Man, that early play was so good. Oh, wait, and this is huge. Oh, that's a really good top deck. Is that we can now actually trash the Corroder. So HQ is locked because I don't think he has another Corroder. Did we win? I think we just won. I'm hearing people honking cars. It looks like we just scored in final overtime. I don't know if that means we won or not. I don't know how hockey wins, but it looks like our Habs are going to the Stanley Cup. I might be wrong about that. Is anybody watching hockey? I don't know what hockey is. It sounds like we're going to the Stanley Cup. At this point, do you trash the Begulter? I don't think so, because they probably have a second Begulter. Hell yeah. Oh, it's loud outside. You can't hear it probably, but people are cheering and honking and screaming. This hasn't happened in such a long time. Inside job. Okay. So, Boomerang inside job. Okay, so we could easily lose here. We have a 40% chance of losing here. If we hit the ganked, it's not the end of the world. But if we hit the ganked before we hit the Ket, then it ends the round as well. Punitive, which is a dead card. Spin Doctor. He's going to trash that for free. Okay. Okay. I don't think there's much to think about here. Doesn't have a decoder. Has to deal with a ballista. Has to deal with Corporate Troubleshooter. Has 22 credits with bad publicity. Montreal 3-2. Oh, wow. Okay. Well done, Habs. Local hockey team. In terms of agendas, Boomerang on here. Unity. Oh, now we don't do any math. Now we just dump. This is exactly what you do with Corporate Troubleshooter. Wait, what does it say? Choose 1 res piece of ice. Oh, I thought it was every ice. It doesn't matter what we choose. So if he has this, he has this. But can he deal with a 17 Archer? I don't think so. Corporate Troubleshooter is disgusting. Enjoy. We got him. Ooh, it's a mean one. Because he thought it was the gank the whole time and he's playing around it. Oh man, 17 strength Archer. What's it going to cost him? 16 for strength? Can barely get there. Can break 1 subroutine. It's not going to do it. And this doesn't technically end the run. Fire all. Yes! Get out of there. All right. Well, good game. That was a cool one. Their ganked respect was sick. Nothing there. Had one on that last turn you saw too. Was just jammed. So there's not that many agendas left in the deck. There was a send a message and a hostile, that's it. And they basically, oh no, any agenda they win, yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. This has teeth. Yo, the Tree Trebuchet, I'm liking it. Honestly, feeling okay about the Roughneck Repair Squad, but that's because we're going slower than we think we do. Hey, you too. Always a pleasure, Rob. Dang. Yeah, Troubleshooter did something. I believe in it. And that's that is exactly the one scenario where it always works. On the last turn, there's no economic denial in this game. Oh, we could even spend more. I spent, apparently I had 5 credits. Oh, because this fires. Right. So you actually could overspend and spend even more on the Archer because you're assuming the Archer fires. Now, if we did the math and they could break 1 subroutine, if they break the gain 2 credit subroutine, then we can't score out. But like we could have even gone a bit further into this. But like there's no diversion of funds. There's no way for us to lose money, so you can corporate troubleshooter like brutally. The crazy thing is he lost specifically by installing the boomerang, so he couldn't get into R&D after the Archer hit. Yeah, you're right. Oh, well, was there an agenda on top of R&D? Brutal to find out it was a troubleshooter. I know, Rob. Yo, good game. You respected it. Like the time that you like ganked, you thought like this is a ganked, I'm gonna run away. Like you had us. You totally had it there. But then yeah, it's obviously impossible to tell what it is. But you respect each of them differently, which is really cool. Oh man, this deck's cool. We'll play more with it for sure. Never mind. You trashed the boomerang if you went R&D. We don't know, but Wiz is out. Yeah, R&D. Yeah, there wasn't an agenda on the top if Rob had to click to go R&D because he had to deal with the what's it called? You could pay your way through the Oh no, but then you still trebuchet the boomerang, right? Are we doing any tweaks? I don't think there's any tweaks we need to do. Maybe dropping the punitive actually would be a tweak. But I just don't know what neutral economy we can put in. Okay, criminal's technically usually a good matchup due to the fact that they don't have that many breakers. Hey Floofy. Thanks, you too. We'll keep this. And really hostile is good. It makes archers a threat. We have 2 of those in the deck. We do have that punitive, which is a thing. We're going to ice up though, because if Saya gets an early like jailbreak or something, it's really bad. Sandbox time, I don't know, jogging. I feel like the smaller agendas has been okay for us because we're a bit defensively, but I feel like maybe we could go faster. Maybe we could make smaller agendas and go a bit quicker. Liberated, oh, good start. That's a good start. Dang. They kept that, right? They didn't molly that. Yeah, they kept that. Wait, actually, I don't know. They kept that. Yeah, of course they keep that. Res Magnet. It's going to be a no for me. They can't steal SDS, so there's only a couple agendas from the deck they can steal. It's worth noting in the early game, your SDS is actually like pretty well defended. Trebuchet. Okay, so they're onto us. Let's make them feel Archer. Sometimes they could think this is an Archer. We haven't seen Tranquilizer yet. That could be really scary. Oh, nice. Penny Shaver. So it's a bit more necessary for us to res. We'll just throw them out here. Abagnale's really clumsy here. We'll res the Aket. Oh, that's sick. So now we can actually advance this and not feel too bad about it. That's really good. If Aket face checks, it's so much better. We only have 2 cards in hand. So the chance of them having us, you know, one of the cards that they really need for the situation is a bit lower. Okay. I guess. Cool. I don't think we fire this. They can't trash it. We didn't hit a program, which is a bummer. Steal. They have 3 bad pub? 2 bad pub. Jacks out. Okay. Cool. Yeah, they're jacking out. I think that's smart. Because they can't trash. There's really no point. Oh, no, they could get a penny shaver. They could get a penny shaver. So they actually probably wanted to access there. I don't think I've ever seen or expected an Archer in R&D. Honestly, an old Netrunner, you did that. Because there was cards like indexing and stuff. They can't steal an SDS here. Oh, are we getting shut down? I don't know. Subsidy? Okay, that's fine. We have no money. Yeah, it's a shutdown. That's fine. And they're running back. That is okay with me. It's a ganked. No thanks. They will trash that though. So at least they did the thing that they needed to do. These are so bad here. Looks like we're clicking 3. Honestly, we could actually click install advanced SDS drone deployment. It's just awkward because it'll be on the table for at least 3 turns. But they're pretty far away. And with emergency shutdowns, the archers look a bit rough. But that makes sense why they're a bit aggressive here. If we top deck a gamble, we're absolutely golden. Even if we top deck a roughneck, we can install advance, the trebuchet. Okay. Okay, this is cool, right? Because if they install a breaker, we can hit it with the trebuchet, they can't stall it. If they boomerang it, they can't steal it. If they inside job, they can't steal it. So this honestly isn't the worst, as much as they are accruing an absurd amount of bad publicity at this point. If we res this for the 3rd time, or 2nd time, but 3rd bad pub. Yeah, this is fine. Do we res this though? No. Ah, we have to. That's the problem. It's like we have to. No, we'll just put a magnet on it and call it a day. And then we can be closer to government subsidy. Because if we res this, like they eat the boomerang. Bon Saint-Jean. Merci, Philippe. How's your holiday? I got tomorrow off too. Feels good. We're starting to get like summer Fridays off of work. So Fridays are half days, which is really nice. The next turn looks like it'll be credit subsidy. This is a scrappy game. Dang. And like that's the problem is like they can't build breakers if they have to respect in theory like seamless launch, because if they install a breaker and we eat it, like that's a problem for criminal. I don't think we sprint. I think we just get the money. We have a single punitive as well. We could in theory sprint it to the 2nd one, but I don't know. I think the punitives we should just cut from the list. We don't seem to be that have that much liquidity for that to be a real threat. And they have a lot of money because we're not forcing them to run every turn. It's not something that there's trebuchet on server too. Yeah. And then we have to ice up HQ. Working both days, got off tonight. Okay, that's okay. So I don't want them to like inside job shut this down. So I'll put this on HQ. Put this in server 2. And we'll click for credit. They're playing a lot of like disruptive stuff, and it's good against the kind of ice we have. If that was an archer, we'd have to trash it. They knew what that was, obviously. Earthrise. No above the law on this deck. That'd be fun. And if we draw into a roughneck, like we'd be really incentivized to score this thing out. Okay. I think we're just going to do this because they have D-res. I wish we were doing something more proactive, but we're not. We are definitely not. Their die isn't firing a lot, though. That's good. I wonder if we have to respect sneak or beta. We haven't seen a Docklands pass yet, but not that HQ is bad for us. Res magnet on server 2 or trash it. No, we definitely want to res that. And so I think we do advance. We might actually sprint first and see how things go. We played 2 subsidies, so we have... That's a problem. Shite. Okay, so we want to get this down as soon as we can. And I think we just click for credit here. Then we score this and replace it with a roughneck. Would be good, because we have 3 bad publicity. If they get a breaker, it's going to be bad for us. And they have full information what they need for this remote, barring if they think they can break a trebuchet, we can troubleshoot them. Fortunately, though, it doesn't straight end the run. If they spend a lot of money on the trace, though, we could punitive maybe double if we sprint into it, but it's like 1 in 29. Or technically like 3 in 29 because we draw 3. Actually, no, that's not technically the statistic, is it? I guess it is. No, it's not. How does that work? If you draw 3 cards, it's a 1 in 29 3 times. Whatever. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. Now you have a target for SDS score. Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, we do have a really good... Troubleshooter's dead on that server? No, not really. Because if they want to break this or this, you're right. But when we score the drone, we do have a target. And sometimes boosting your magnet is like not the worst because it's for the whole turn. Like, honestly, no one's stoked about that, but I hear you. Yeah, I forgot we can trash this with drone deployment, so it's actually going to line up perfectly unless they can do something this turn. So they really want to do something this turn. But they also have to respect this being ganked. Joined what the questions about, just joined, what was the question about probability? Artem, how's it going? If I have 3 shots of drawing a 1 in 29, so the way you calculate that is actually to do the negative, right? Like it's the chance of not drawing it is what you calculate. So it'd be 1 minus 28 out of 29 times 27 out of 28, right? Right? Gordo. Oh, they have a boomerang on it. Oh, beans. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. And a Bagalter. So they can deal with the ganked. Oh, they're going for it. This is really upsetting. Third Roughneck and third Regolith to place the punies. I don't know if we want to do too many of those, but yeah, maybe. Okay, thinking. So, okay, government, it's obviously bad to do that. Yeah, we're getting pulled apart here. We do not troubleshoot this. But the amount of respect they have for ganked is stunning. Like they're playing around ganked. So they're boomeranging it. So the troubleshoot, yeah, you're right. It doesn't do anything here. They're on perfectly on 3 cards too. Ah, so upsetting. Troubleshooter is what, 2 to trash? So they trash that for 1 with bad pub. Ah, they saved us though. I'm happy about that. It's not the worst. Okay. So no, puny is not an option. Yeah, that's easy. 1 is 28 times 29. 1 minus in brackets, 28, 29 times 20. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. 129, then 129, then 127. 89% of fail. 11% succeed. Thank you. So even if we do it though, like it's not gonna work out for us because we have to land both of them. If they had 1 card less, it's maybe worth pursuing. So they can do R&D. The Ballista is not amazing. Probably not the best ice we have. Haven't drawn an Archer yet. We have 2 Gankeds and 1 Troubleshooter. We definitely want to push this out. And actually scoring this is sometimes worth it, just on the basis that if they steal this, they only need 1 more agenda usually. So it's not great for us. We'll draw once. Well, that's good. It's annoying. Not a great turn. We're just not doing anything that's that proactive, which is a bummer. But we are setting up like big blowouts if they do not respect it or can't respect it. They have half of the deck left. They got everything. Got all the breakers. 3 bad publicity too. Like if we can't get one of these to stick, oh my god, we're gonna lose quickly. Ugh. Like it's not worth resing this. They just about make money off of this, right? If we res this, they break for no, we're not resing this. We should advance this once more time. That was better than clicking for credit last turn though. That's on me. I was not paying enough attention to board state. This is such a big difference. Not that they had Corroder at the time. So 2 cards, they hit the hostile. Ah. Oh, that feels terrible. And I wonder if they're gonna hit us with a shutdown here. Yeah, now they're on game point. That's so bad. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna win against a deck with archers when they have emergency shutdowns and forged activations. I don't think we have a chance here. Yeah, I think we concede this one. Punitive is offline now. They're respecting everything really hard. That's a bummer. Install runner card. No, we're not gonna res this. I think we just concede this. I don't think there's any way we win. They have their breakers. They have only 1 more shutdown, admittedly. We can try, but like, oh man, we're grasping at straws here. If not third Roughneck, maybe Malapert or Clearinghouse. Clearinghouse is like a bit hard because it's a very, very, very expensive card. The fact that we don't land this, like this is a problem. We can't win against 3 breakers with 3 bad publicity. I don't think we can win this. So Clearinghouse, I think you have to build a whole deck around. I think we get a Trebuchet and R&D and they gank themselves into it. That's like cool. We've res this so many times. Okay, let's go. And we'll use this to put back in ganked and I don't know what else. Maybe Troubleshooter? But it's on them to goof it. I feel like the runner deck would be scarier in Steve than Zaya. So far, yes. That's because they haven't been aggressive. I think Steve is underrated. I want to see how much money Rob made off of Zaya, because I feel like, yeah, Steve is just such a good ability. I'm going to raise the Trebuchet just so it respects gank. But now at 4 bad publicity, we're going to lose. I was playing with a Clearinghouse Urtica Yomi and 6 advanced Urtica. Opponent conceded after whiffing on R&D. Yeah, you see, like, that's so good. The fact that you have both of them as pressure, like, you just win games. It's just so high stakes. That's hilarious. Did you correct them or you just let them concede? You're like, oh yeah, that's a good point. If they hit a ganked here, we have a chance. So maybe we should have spin doctored back in ganked. I feel maybe that was just me terrified of Steve. Oh, okay, now we concede. We've res both our magnets. No, we concede here. Hey, good game. Yeah, we have no chance. They have like 6 D-res cards, and we have some of the biggest ice in the format. We just didn't do anything aggressive enough. We had plays, but people are respecting it. Like, people are, I don't know if they know the deck list or they're just playing smartly around it, but everyone's respecting ganked really smart. Really, really intelligently. Yeah, I don't have a way out of that. And that's like the bad side of things, where like if we can't stick a roughneck, like 4 bad publicity, you lose this matchup 100%. I think I'm for the 3rd roughneck to mitigate the bad pub. However, Clearinghouse is a win condition on 1 card, and Ganked Troubleshooter can help with the win condition. I hear you, but like, you know how expensive it is to get a Clearinghouse up to 6? It's 3 whole turns, of which you have to res the most expensive ice. You have to protect it, having more maybe Corporate Troubleshooter money. Like, it just doesn't line up in the slightest. It's just such an expensive card. So we're Anger and Flesh because of Necessary Evil. Add 4 bad publicity, I don't even know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some decks where Econ Denial is absolutely so brutal, but then some other ones where like the most expensive ice in a lot of the HB decks is like maybe 6, but usually 4. Hey, you too. Let's do one more. I think we will change out the Regolith because I haven't been excited to draw it. The Roughneck seems good enough. What else is good? Is there anything else that we should change? All our ice is performing pretty well. The Sandstone hasn't seemed amazing, but it's been fine. And the run code gates. Like, what do we have? 2 magnets. Oh, magnet hasn't done anything, but we've all had to res them at the bad times. It could have done things. I don't know how often magnet lines up, but we haven't played against Botulus yet. Let's keep it in. Corp, let's go. Pulling Puny rate? Oh, yeah. Let's pull Puny. What can we play in the punitive slot? What can we play? Retribution doesn't make any sense. We have no way of tagging people. Does anybody have any good ideas? Like, what's neutral economy? I literally have no idea what to add. Oh, a Malapert, I guess. It looks like an upgrade, I guess. We could try Crisium. It's expensive. Play preemptive Counterstrike. Wait, what's up? That's not a card. Preemptive action? That's not in standard. The Rico is more money? The Regolith? We could add a Regolith in? Yeah, maybe we can just add a Regolith back in. The Malapert also looks like a ganked, which is like a nice thing we got going. Argus Crackdown? Argus Crackdown doesn't do anything. We don't care about damage. Like, putting a damage card into your deck, Argus Crackdown, mind you, is an operation. Ooh, NAPD? No, NAPD isn't that good. We have 5/3s. Firstly, like playing, what's it called? Lockdowns while you have 5/3 agendas and no way to advance them for free. Not good, because there's just no play pattern for that to make sense unless you have Lacosta or like Seamless Launch. But on top of that, putting cards that do like, oh, this is a card that does damage, but then your deck can't capitalize on that damage is usually not great. Admittedly, like the damage is taxing because like they have to like draw back up and like it takes options out of their hand. But unless you're building around it, generally, I'm not a big fan of it. It's like putting a Saisentan into a... Oh, okay. Saisentan sometimes is lethal. But like putting a Karuna into a deck that doesn't care about cards in hand, it just doesn't make sense to me. This means is the Stanley Cup, right? Like, how does hockey work? That was the semifinals. So the Stanley Cup will be the Habs versus whoever wins between Tampa Bay and the Islanders. That's cool. That's cool. I'm into that. So glad the Habs won. Yeah. I'm pretty stoked. Everyone here likes hockey a lot. As a Canadian, you know, if you don't do good at hockey, everyone starts doubting your identity. NAPD Cordon or the HB Lockdown would be more what the deck wants, except it doesn't have a click to play them. Yeah, the Cordon, actually the HB Lockdown is like obviously influence, but it does goof with like Boomerang, and the +2 strength thing is nice. But yeah, you're right. It's just, if we were playing 4-2s, maybe. I think the lockdowns are a bit better than they look within specifically startup, because there's some really good 4-2 agendas you can build. According to Usengren, right? Like the best startup deck is Usengren put a video on. It's a precision design deck with like, I think it has Anoetic in it, 2 or 3. I believe it. Seems really good. I think the coolest thing today about the Habs playing is that they won at home during Quebec's national holiday. Like that is so cool for people who are like, you know, vive le Quebec. Okay, Lat. Okay, glad we took Punitive out of our deck. Thanks, you too. All right, what do we have here? We've doubled a cat to, no. How do sports work? They won the Western Conference Trophy. Oh yeah, you're right. That is technically the Western, they're the Western champion. Western Championship. Okay, Lat, again, Shaper, can be slow. Don't know what the deck's win con is. Could be Hushik, could be a problem. We have no way to deal with Hushik. This is the sort of opening where we just do Trebuchet Regolith. If we install this, res it. This is an awkward hand. If we install Trebuchet, then we put Regolith down and click it, then we'll be on 6 credits, which is 1 short of Trebuchet. This is a really awkward hand. There's so many ways to play this hand, and I think half of them are really bad. Do we just put this down and click it twice and spend our turn gaining 4 credits? Yeah. That's probably fine. Obviously, icing this up would be better, but they have to spend money resing this. Like, I don't know. Do they have a Dirty Laundry in their opening hand? This costing 3 means you can Dirty Laundry at click 1, which is okay. But, like, they probably set up Shapers. Also, if we installed another card, it would have been nice, because we'd probably deny Lat a free card draw. If you play low cards in hand, it's good. Because Lat gets a free card if they match your hand size. So 5 is generally a lot of times where you end up. I would have drawn first click and look for an alternative play there. Yeah, I think Roketha, you might be right. Drawing is okay. Like we have, I think 12 ice and 38s. Maybe you even just spin Doctor click 1. That spin Doctor is actually probably better than drawing, because you can fix whatever you have. But I don't know if they run this. If they don't run this, oh my, we make out like bandits here. Oh, there you go. Gamble to Dirty Laundry. That's what you want. That's okay. It's like we played a short gamble, did nothing else. Yeah, we would have drawn a cat. That's a bummer. That's for sure a bummer. We can make it 9 strength. That's generally not going to happen. We don't need no stinking R&D pressure. What are they going to do? Drop a conduit? Turn 2? Come on. You're not going to do that. This is where this is awkward. Like, we'd much rather have Regolith in the early game because we want to, like, install an ice and then do something, as opposed to Roughneck, which is just like, oh boy. Whole turn or nothing. Let's see what they're going to do. Going down to 3 cards, though, is sick. That's really nice. If they trash both their spin doctors, we'll have no recursion. That feels bad. And there's also a good reason to put, like, a spiky ice on R&D, just because, like, R&D into Ganked is a thing. And that's like a really cool thing, that sometimes R&D just defends itself in the most disgusting way. Oh my god. What is this? Bagalter respect? Can't res both of these. They have 10 credits. This is 5, 6, 7. Leaving 3 to perfectly trash this. Oh my. Why are people rushing down Bagalter? You never see that. I think we just do the Aket, because they have to pull out their Corroder, which will cost them 4 credits, and they break this for 5, 6. That's probably better for us. We're just like too short from resing both of them, which is a bummer. For regular, if you install naked click for 4, 1 turn, run trasher for -1 click is -3. The math doesn't sound that bad. It's not awful. It's not awful. They have to deal with it, which is really good for you. But yeah, it might be better to. It's definitely better to ice it, because then they have to spend even more on it. And now they have to respect Ballista in theory. Not really. Man, Begalter from hand. You never see that. Also, it's kind of like a big thing when it shows about like killers in startup. We've never seen anyone play anything else besides Begalter. Begalter's so powerful and annoying. It is a good reason to play multiple sentries. Can I have a kill against Weyland? I don't know. Do you? Like, why? No, you don't. What? You can't res like a... They checked out. I don't know why. I don't know what they're respecting, but I'm into it. Why don't we normally... Potato, because most of the ice that ends the run is not a sentry. Like something that will keep you at the remote to end the run is generally a barrier or code gate. Most of the sentries will trash programs, and that's not relevant if you don't have programs. And even if I do res a trash program, like you're expecting something like a ballista, that like doesn't matter. You can get through it. A Trebuchet Archer can be such a kill, but yeah, we don't have agendas, so it's not Archer. If we res Trebuchet, like it's going to be a problem no matter what. Well, kind of, but if you know what I mean. Like, I just don't know if I haven't seen enough Trebuchet in startup to respect it. Maybe it's smart. Maybe it is smart. But I think that's the only blowout. I don't think there's any other sentry that's like that bad, let alone that ends the run. Xycenton? Like, I don't know. Oh, that's cute. They don't install the Begalter, they lose a whole SMC. If they need to install a Begalter. Like, the fact they had it in hand and installed it, like, I don't think that's wrong. I just think we were unlucky there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being whiny. So we'll do this. Okay. So I think we do subsidy. And unfortunately they can trash this, but that's fine. And I think we'll actually put the troubleshooter in here. Because we haven't seen Boomerang or Inside Job. I don't think they're on Inside Job, but they're on like Overclock. So we can like goof their math up. Trebuchet trashes one installed. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But like I would rather run a Trebuchet with no programs installed. Like that's the thing is I'd rather just run than like install 2 breakers maybe. But again, I could easily be wrong here. Going dirty laundry. Where are they going? R&D. Sick. I'm not going to shuffle if they run this, so I'm not going to shuffle now. What I mean, if they haven't installed anything valuable, they don't lose anything by running. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. They just run. So they know the top of R&D. We don't have punitive anymore. We're on 4 cards on hand, so they're going to get a card draw. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Afshar and Ballista. We can put Ballista on R&D. It's not very good. We have to give up on a Roughneck at some point. Okay. Man, the one game where punitive money would be good. So here, like, we just want to draw into a Ganked. Another piece of ice here would be nice. Like a code gate. Oh, we have one, actually. And we're in a good enough spot. We have Trebuchet into Troubleshooter. Trebushooter. Another cast. Like, this is why you have to go faster. They're making more value than we do. And this is really awkward here. Without bad publicity, like, this is not an easy button to hit. Oh, man. So good. So good. Oh, wow. We have a lot of money here. Haven't res. Yeah, I know. We haven't res a Trebuchet yet. We thought we would. We thought we'd have to res this one, but they did jack out. Let's go the hostile here, and then the Roughneck looks really sweet. At this point, they're going to drop a conduit. Hit the Roughneck. They didn't SMC. Oh, they trashed that. Cool, cool, cool. So now they have access to all their breakers, so this is not going to keep them out. But that being said, like this is why jamming every turn is a bit better, because then they're not going to have 24 credits, so the Troubleshooter doesn't line up. Like the more that we jam, the more they're going to spend their resources, because the last 3-4 turns, they've done nothing besides, you know, click for credits. There you go, Hushek. I was going to say a Hushek deck makes sense with prepaid. So they're at 3-3-3. If we res this, they're never going to hit a Ganked. If we res this, they break it for 3-4... for 2 credits. Oh god, Ballista's so bad. We should take Ballista out of the deck. It's pretty terrible. This is 3-3-3. So it's only 3 cards. So it's a Maker's Eye. That's fine. You can let a Maker's Eye go. It's a Maker's Eye in which they don't hit a Ganked. So Hushek, Trebuchet, SDS, Drone Deployment, Magnet. Okay. They can easily SDS and take the SMC. They're going to go do it. And they're going to draw a card as well at the end of their turn. All right. So now they can deal with the code gate. Now that we have an agenda to jam, it does shuffle R&D here. So we actually are going to see a new card. It's just a magnet. Okay. Yeah, I wish we were jamming more often. We can't let them play like this, where they have 25 cards because they're sitting back. What ice would you have wanted to be instead of Ballista? Any code gate would have been good here because they'd have to SMC for a decoder, and then they'd actually have to trash it for SDS drone deployment. I think that's the best we could get. An Engram Flash, a code gate. Any code gate would be good. But it's just Ballista is not a very good ice. Like we've seen every single deck we played against Startup has Bagalter, and Bagalter breaks a card for 2 that you res for 5. That is just trash. That's just not good. Trash is a bit harsh because there's like parts in the game. I don't know if you hear that. People are like going real hard outside. Oh, it's really funny. Can you hear that? There's the Unity. There you go. Creative, nice. They're in 27. Okay. Beep, beep. Now it gets better when you stack 2 sentries. That is for sure. Do we need 34? No, I don't think we need 34 credits. If they're only hooshiking, like we can't really stop them from hooshiking. This is 2 to break. This is 2 to break. Oh, we just advance this, I guess. Getting us to 4 actually would be good. So Afshar or Hordem? I would rather have technically Afshar there because they didn't have a breaker, but Hordem in general. And I think we need a triple advancing Hordem is working out okay for us. Docklands. Oh, beans. If they steal this, that's really terrible. Not good. Now they're on game point again. Yeah, this is bad. We're just not jamming. We need a jam because we can't let them have 27 credits. Your mic is pretty good because I can't hear the happy Quebecois. Yeah, there is a bit of a cut on this. How are you both filthy rich with this many cards? Because nobody's doing anything. Like they've ran 3 times because we're not forcing them to run. Like it's on us. It's 100% on us. And now everything we jam is really, really a problem. We have reversed accounts in this deck, right? Oh, sick. Yo, this looks sketchy, but I think you do this. So it looks like an agenda. Buckaroo Unity seems like the best breaker suite. I'm not sold on Unity, but it looks like it's what everyone's playing. I think Buzzsaw is still really good, but you need leech support. I did this so that it looks like it could be an agenda, because obviously if it's just an upgrade, you don't have to trash something here. But there is a chance that we can get a blowout by making a huge trebuchet with Corporate Troubleshooter and then them ganking into it. The problem now is though the last SCS drone deployment doesn't do anything, and the gank doesn't do anything because you just always access the card with advancements on it first. Oh, conduit. Oh, tread lightly. I have 35 credits. That's fine. Unity's the best against high strength code gates and startup. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good. The faster you go, the worse it is. Because yeah, Floofy one setup. Good game, by the way. Now I'll res this for 8. And actually having money does matter because we can corporate troubleshooter it away. Double treads incoming. That's okay. Gank, there you go. Trebuchet. That's the best card for them to hit. So now they're hitting Trebuchet again, so that's another 5-7 credits. Double sentries, really good. That was way more money than I think they thought they would spend on that run. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Okay. Conduit is building up. I don't think this is the winning strat, but I think we have to do this. I think they just run it. If they have an overclock, it's really bad for us. They technically should take 1 cred back. Why? Oh, because they don't have to break the second subroutine. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's no need to break the trace. I'm not going to tell them. We're losing. But yes, you're right. They don't need, there's no reason to break the second trace. Onicum, nice. We haven't actually seen Any simul chips? Whoa. They're letting us have this? We haven't seen a simul chip. Interestingly enough, the trebuchet on the inside is like the worst. I guess? I don't even know if that's right. Because now we need like a ballista. This on the inside is rubbish. Yikes. I didn't really consider that. So now the trace on this matters. Also, again, we got to remember to use the spin doctor to shuffle in stuff when they try and win. Oh, they have a harmony. So they're not on simul chip, they're on harmony. Whoa. Whoa, wild. This is the most of this card I've seen today. We've actually played it in like every game we played it in that we had in our deck. If you don't know, by the way, these are Nisei, the Nisei team's dogs actually in the background. I would like to know their names so we can say hi whenever we see them. This card takes a while. The 1 credit was paid for convenience of break all for some more clicks. JK, yeah, I know. They did it manually. But yeah, no, that's the thing that happens sometimes. Like if you go through, that's the thing is if you ganked and you hit an end the run ice, like you just don't break it if it's your last click. But this is obviously a bit better than end the run ice. So they did create a commission, dirty laundry, self-modifying, sure gamble, tread lightly. Okay, so they have simul chips. Because they didn't bring the Begalter back in. So something is afoot. We are also on game point. And if we jam, we'll have like what, 13 credits if we install advance, which for Corporate Troubleshooter might be enough, but we have to res this for 7. Oh, there's a simul chip. Okay, so we probably should trash the conduit, honestly. What are we sprinting into? I don't know. We'll find it when we get it. And Ganked is like, yeah, it's not very good when it's your excuse me, what was I gonna say? So Ganked is way better with unadvanced cards. I think that's a big point that we have to consider with this deck. I think 5/3 Genesis might not be the best fit for this deck. I still think you play SDSs, but I don't think you play Send Messages. We've never been excited for this card. So unfortunately, if we install Advances, we have no way of scoring it out. So we have to keep it in hand for a turn. We could always draw and discard it with this guy, which I think we might do. Malapur is useless, unless we hostile. We're going to risk it. We're going to keep it in hand. Yeah, we do have reverse accounts activates. Actually, reverse accounts would be amazing top deck. I'm worried that they're going to see that we drew and spent too long thinking that they're going to Docklands Pass HQ. I think they might Dirty Laundry Docklands Pass HQ. I think they put a Dirty Laundry back in their deck. That's the only thing we're scared about. Yeah, they did. Because otherwise we jam this next turn and just like pray that we have more money than them. I think they'll overclock us as well. I think they need behind some messages free res archers. Yeah, Chris, yeah, that was definitely the idea. I just don't think it's lined up enough. The window in this is so small when they're like on game point after stealing, you know, basically 1 out of 3-pointer. Ooh, Rizeki. Whoa, they're playing that. That's technically a tempo negative card. They really think they're going to need 5 more cards in their deck? Like, this is what I don't like about this card. Like, you don't need 5 more cards in the deck when the game is over in like 2 turns. You're never going to draw them. It's up to 5, by the way, which is cool. Like, I guess it could make the average quality of your draws better, but I don't know. Simul chip, I think it's simul chip fodder. I think it is. This Rizeki, I don't mind. I think that's simul chip fodder. I guess this also draws them a card with Anacom. It's not the worst. And they get free lat draw as well, so it's a bit better than it looks. Is there any reason to double? No. All right. That's the game right there. They only have 9 credits. It'll be 12 after daily casts and Rizeki. We have to res this for 7, putting us on 11. And again, if we make this amazing strength, Seabass, send the deck list over. You can send it right now. Actually, no, send it after the game. I'll probably forget, unfortunately. Or it'll scroll up more accurately, not forget. After the game, which shouldn't be that much longer. But yeah, the Corporate Trouble just doesn't do enough. Unless we can make the cat really big. Honestly, scaling the cat up is fine, because we just throw credits linearly at each other. Double Troubleshooter would be hilarious on stack trebuchets. Yeah. It makes it look scarier though. It looks like it's it's Anoetic into Managarm into Ganked into Malapur. Like it's just sometimes a reason to put another card in there, but we needed to really install Advanced Advance. I think though, like we don't res this, and hopefully we just put all our money into Aket. Because like it's very easy for us to tell if they can break this or not, and they're not going to boomerang the Aket. Like that's the thing, if they have tricks, they'll do it on the unres dice, and then you just say, okay, Corporate Troubleshooter Aket, go. So they need to have, we can spend up to 15 credits. We can make this 17 strength. Whoa, love it. Click 1, Creative Commission, and click 2. That's a hard read here. Tread lightly. Okay, thinking. If Aket fires, they can run back. Yeah, but Brick, Corporate Troubleshooters for the whole turn. So if we res this for 6, that is bad for us. I think we lose. Unless they access the gank first. I think we lose here. Tread lightly is so good. Oh man, what a good card. Because this Aket, the most we can make it is we can spend all, but in theory, if this fires, we actually can save 1 credit. I just don't think the math is good. Okay, thinking. Okay, so it's 2 strength. We can res Corporate Troubleshooter for free, and we need to keep 3 credits. So in theory, we could keep 2 credits if we think this fires unconditionally. So if we keep 2 credits, we can spend 16, making this 18 strength. They have enough to boost it to 18 strength, but they don't have enough to break it at 18 strength. Now they're not spending any money, which is the bummer. So they can probably come back. If they have like an overclock, we lose. I think. So I'm going to spend 16. Because I'm pretty sure if I didn't do the math right, they can break it at 18 strength? No, they can't. Oh, they can, can't they? Oh, I did the math wrong. Oh, they can. Oh, then we lose anyways. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I forgot this is at 2 strength. Yeah, they totally can break it now. We lose. That's fine. We didn't go fast enough. If we had a meaner ice here, we'd be okay. Those tread lightlies are really good. Imagine that was Cleaver though. Like that's a good reason not to play Cleaver. As much as we said Cleaver is really good. Fire all. Wait, what? But why? They might check out. Yeah, maybe. They just have enough. Yeah, they just have enough money. That's fine. Oh, wait, hold on. So we had 3 credits. We could res the Afshar. Wait, hold on. 1 sec. So they have 22. Okay, sorry, one more time. I'll say it the 3rd time. They have 22. So if they have 22, if we res this for all their money, we can't score out, which is a bummer. They break this for 2 credits. You can run. So they break this for 2 credits, so they're on 20 credits. They break this for 16. Yeah, no, we just slightly don't have enough money. Yeah, no good. But we got close. That's an overclock, by the way. You can't see it behind my face, but it's this card. They get 5 credits for the run. But yeah, this staying at 18 strike, like it's good. We were actually just a couple credits short of locking this game out. I'm not sure how many credits short. We'll find out once the run is over, but we were a couple credits short. And if they somehow like goof and hit the gank first, oh yeah, it's a different game. But 18 strength. Aket the agenda? You're right, Aketing the agenda would have been much better. I don't know how to say your name though, but Aketing the agenda would have been better. Not that it matters, but yeah, that's actually a better play. I keep forgetting that this is any card, not just ice. Because now they actually could just bounce. Like, I think because now we're at 0 credits, we shouldn't have res this. Because resing this gave them, like, there's no reason for them to do anything. Second Troubleshooter might have helped if they weren't that poor. Right? Like, they in theory can just bounce here. We're at 0 credits. We can't score out. We're at 2. Yeah, we just needed, like, a couple more credits. That's a good game. But they could have bounced there, because then we start with 0 credits and nothing happens. They did not hit the ganked first. Good play. That's what, yeah, ganked with 5-3 agendas sometimes is a bit awful. You want them to run in through sometimes. Wait, uh-oh. Thanks for the game. Why not res the ballista? Because we don't have the money. This was 7 credits. It would be 10 credits for us to res it. And even if we res it, they can trace through it, right? Because we res this for 10, and then we could like boost into the trace all we want, and it's not any better than anything. Let alone they could always like simul chip out for the book altar. Yeah, we can't res this trebuchet. It would have cost us 10 on a turn before, and then we can boost it all we want, and it's just as good as the Ganked. But yeah, that's a bummer. We're just a couple credits short. I think if we jam more aggressively, I think we should take 5/3s out of the deck, because not only is that better that we're jamming more often, so they're more likely to connect with Ganked. You could have overinstalled the agenda and put it back with spin on the next turn. Oh, if they left it, yeah, you're right. But at that point, like they're on 20 credits and we're on 0. Like we're gonna lose slower than later. Yo, OG, thanks for the game. I think you could have bounced there. I think you also had the money to go through that last turn. I think the overclock bounce is fine, but yeah, going through is totally correct. I think OG chat said too, there was a time that you ganked into the trebuchet that you didn't have to pay for that last subroutine because it doesn't matter at that point. But good game. I think you played that well. But I think there's 2 things we learned from this. Like, firstly, if we play smaller agendas, we're jamming into the remote more often. Also, we're uninstalled jamming into the remote more often. And that's a bigger deal because if this is something we've never seen in this deck so far, but if they run server 2 and then they hit the ganked before they hit the agenda, sometimes the ganked ends the run on the spot and then the agenda is safe. So sometimes ganked is actually a defensive upgrade on top of being an offensive upgrade. I should move my face so you can see what ganked says, I guess. So that is worth noting. Also, the more often we're jamming, the lower the runner's economy will have to be. The lower the runner's economy has to be, the more likely corporate troubleshooter other stuff lines up, and the more built to last will trigger. So the fact that we have these extra deck slots that we don't know what to do and we're playing like kind of dirtily economy cards, I think we'd just be better adding more agendas to the deck. Bounce means letting end the run fire or jacking out between ice. Bounce basically means the runner doesn't continue. Yeah. Here's a list. Oh, thanks, Seabass. That was a good game. Angry Weyland. Okay. Seabass 7. Okay. SDS drone deployment. Reverse accounts. Okay. So firstly, just talk about the deck real quick. It's a startup deck. The deck is running only 6 agendas, so you're basically committing never to score out. That's totally fine. You have 3 cerebral overload, 3 clearing house, 2 reverse, 3 Urtica, 3 wall-to-wall, government, hedge fund, punitive, subliminal, Kayambe. Honestly, like, I like decks like this a lot. The whole idea is that Urtica, is it anything else? Like that's good and fine and it works. Like that's just going to work a lot of times to go run the cerebral. Like this just plays like a PE trap deck and I think that's totally fine. I think there's a big chance that like some parts of the economy fall apart a bit. Like I don't know if this deck can easily government subsidy because it just only has like basically 2 other econ cards. So that actually might be hard for your deck. You could also try a Hansei or something in that slot again. Hansei review does work well with subliminal messaging. Same thing for punitive. Like I just don't see any way that your deck has enough money to threaten punitive, considering like advancing these things. Admittedly, install advance only costs you technically only a turn with built to last, but threatening a punitive seems so rough. Like I don't think it's going to happen. Kayambe also has a defensive upgrade, probably not necessary. It only advances ice and like you don't want it to be glaciary. You could technically play this deck without ever advancing icing up a remote server, right? Like you don't ever have to use this. Like obviously this is a really good card, but like you need this, you need multiple ice in front of it. And like you can win the same way if you watched the channel earlier this month, we played like Jinteki decks. Like you don't have to ice anything heavily. If everything's installed advance, if you run it and it's an Urtica or you run it to Cerebral Operator, like you don't need to spend that much money on defensive stuff. Under said, I think you could have just bounced there. Why would ending the run be good for the runner? So Potato, sorry, I'm going to cycle back for a second, Seabass. In that matchup, they ran, OG San ran that remote server and we spent all our money boosting into the Ganked, right? And so if they just bounced off that Ganked, spent no money, I would start my turn with 0 credits. So I couldn't score the agenda out. So I basically can't do much besides maybe bail the agenda out with a spin doctor and shuffle it back into R&D. But basically at that point, I'm on 0 credits. And the runner is still on like 16 credits because they didn't end up breaking anything. That's the idea. The idea is that like if I'm on 0 credits, I'm not threatening to win the game generally. So there's no reason to go through it. If it was reverse accounts, it would have been not even a big mistake, right? Like if I took 8 from them, that's still cheaper than them going through the ice and trashing it for 3. I don't think that reverse accounts actually would have been worse for them. The ice suite also is like really expensive. Afshar, honestly, I would never play as a 3 of any list. It's a positional ice and it's only very good, exceptionally good on HQ, and it's pretty bad everywhere else. So I would not consider playing 3 of these. Again, you probably don't have to play that much ice. Also, some of this ice, like Hordem is fine. Hordem is definitely good. Pharos is way too much money. you might res one Pharaohs the whole game and you'll probably be just bankrupt. Resing Pharaohs also is like really difficult with cards like Government Subsidy. You know, like you have to really hold down for a while. A Cat is good. I think a Cat is good. It's also a weak econ card if they bounce into it. Like you get some money. If you do ever advance it, you do get it as an econ card, which is not bad. And Colossus also is like a very expensive ice. That is that also like is expensive for your deck, but you have to realize how you're going to win the game. These subroutines have nothing to do with your win condition. Trashing programs, you don't care about trashing programs. It has nothing to do with your win condition. You can win the game again without any ice, barring you'd probably lose to Conduit. But that's the idea. It's like it's not that important to your win condition to trashing programs or tag the runner that I wouldn't pay 6 credits on this. Ferris was there for send a message. Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's always you have to send a message, but I see what you mean. But yeah, at that point, like just run Archer. Obviously, you'll never res Archer. Maybe that's a terrible idea, but I'm not excited about it. And even at the end of the day, if you don't triple advances, this is not a taxing piece of ice. If you res a Pharaohs for, like, this is such a big deal. If you res Pharaohs for free with send a message, the runner knows where it is, so they're never going to face check into it, and the tag is never going to matter at a point that it could, in theory, matter, which for this list is very minimally. Then at the end of the day, if they play Corroder, they break this for like 6 credits, and they break something that costs, they break a Palisade for like what? 4 credits. Like it's not a big difference. And Palisade is so much cheaper than this. Palisade honestly is pretty good for your deck because you could Palisade a remote server and then just jam behind it. And Palisade is just taxing enough. Would it be better with less advanced ice and vulnerability audit agenda? Vulnerability audit agenda, honestly, and that's the thing you can do with your deck is install advance. Yeah. Admittedly, vulnerability though is vulnerability is really good with Urtica Cipher. Or sorry, with Neurospike. Oh yeah, shit. You should play Neurospike. I forgot about that. Play Neurospike. Try playing Neurospike at least. It's a bit pricey, and maybe Cerebral Overrider is better. You do have influence left over, but Neurospike is so good because if they don't run an agenda on the table, they can die too. You can do like a little clearinghouse and then finish them with a Neurospike. It's worth trying Neurospike. That being said, I think this sort of like deck, this sort of like identity and this sort of play style, and Potato's asking what kind of archetype of deck this is. This is generally what people call a shell game deck. Is basically you put things on the table and you advance them and you don't have to ice them. It's not about economy. It's more about run the right thing. And if you don't run the right thing, or if you run the wrong thing, you die. And we played this on the channel before, but like the sort of like this archetype works pretty well in personal evolution because you have more traps, things like that. We played something like this, and this is a similar idea, right? Like 2 clearinghouse, 2 Ronin, 2 Urtica, snares. This is a similar idea, and it'll probably work better at a personal evolution because you have access to way more traps. The deck that the problem you're going to get into is that they can just hammer R&D and you'll probably lose. And that's why I think like clearinghouse is important because imagine, right? Like your win conditions are get a clearinghouse to 6, which is hard and expensive. And admittedly with the Urtica Cipher, it's really fun. But if you ever have to score out, it's very difficult. So you generally have to get a kill, which you're going to struggle with. If it's basically clearinghouse or them goofing with an Urtica. Actually, no, Overrider helps to some extent. I think the PE deck does have some options to score out, which is neat. But it's cool. I think it's probably pretty fun, and I think you can get some kills with this. Anywho, it's midnight. It is no longer Jean-Baptiste. It's actually now a national holiday in Slovenia. It was 6 hours ago because of the time difference. The country of Slovenia, where my family's from, is now officially 30 years old today. Isn't that nice? I am technically 2 weeks older than the country my parents claim they come from, so that's a bit goofy. Happy national holiday, Slovenia. It was 1991. June 25th that they got their autonomy from Yugoslavia. Zdravia. Congrats. That's all for today. We had a good stream. We streamed a bit longer today. Had some fun decks. The deck list of the week is fun. I think we don't need to tune this a bit more. I think we can change the agenda suite and have a really fun deck here. The Ingrams aren't in this list anymore, are they? But that's all. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's hanging out in chat. Happy Jean-Baptiste. Go Habs go. Everyone who we played games against. Good games. Everyone who's watching the VOD. Take care of yourselves. And we'll be back in a week. We did the Weyland video that came up recently, so there's 2 hours of content hopefully to watch. That was up just yesterday, so that might be up there. Again, there's a bunch of tournaments on Saturday. If you're playing at a what's it called, at a store championship, yo, good luck, you Sangren. There's a lot of stuff this weekend. It is a store championship online in Vancouver. You can play online. There's one in New York City that's going on. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's also a lot of other stuff I don't shout out. There's just too much stuff to shout out. So get in on that. It's also Maddie's birthday this weekend, my partner. So wish her good health and good birthday. how they say it. And that'll be it. We'll be back in a week. We'll be making some new original content sooner than later. That's the hope. And take care of yourself, right? Ciao.